I'll flex this hat out in a minute. So, howdy, we're doing it. Flexing the hat. Bring this bad boy out of retirement. It's a little warmer because it's wool. It's a wool hat, so it actually will definitely be a lot better in comparison to what my other hat is, because it's not as warm. It's official, you're ancient now? Oh, we ancient. Oh my good gracious. Is that what we're going to be doing now? Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're doing here, sir? Oh, by the way, might give you a little delayed birthday present, but I'll have to wait. But, yeah, like I said, it will be there. And I'll tell you what, though. You're just going to have to suck it up and just figure it out. Oh, were you there for, like, any of the Bill Maher gauntlet at all? Because, I was actually able to kind of tune into a decent amount of it, and honestly, it seemed like they kind of did a lot to avoid it, which I don't blame them at all, to be fucking frank. Like, the times there was some tunage, you know, like, focused on Maher, oh my god. It felt slow, and it felt like, you know, my boomer ass, like, fucking, like grandpappy or some shit, or like whatever the fuck. Figured it wasn't worth it. Actually, it is. I will grant this, it is. Like, all the banter, like, the first hour was basically a banter show. They didn't even get into Bill Maher until like 2 hours in. So, I mean, you don't really have anything to worry about in that. Like, the first, like, hour and change is not going into Bill Maher. It's kind of worth it. Plus, they kind of delve into other shit that isn't really Bill Maher. They kind of find a lot of excuses to skip, you know, talking about him, which I don't blame them, like, because, like, it's one of those things where you have to, like, you know, just spread out, like, a little bit. Bill Maher is just so boring, rote. He's a fucking prissy, smug, condescending little bitch. Like, God, fuck. Yeah, I just growled, by the way. Like, that was my reaction to just thinking about Maher. Just like, ugh. Fucking growl at his ass if I ever saw him. Growl like a fucking rabid, like, primal animal, dude. How about Bill B? Bad. Bill Maher's goddamn fucking awful, dude. Like 30s? Yeah, I'm getting there myself, too. We should, like, you know, see how I will react to my 30s in comparison to, you know, Venom here. I'm thinking, honestly, for me, I probably wouldn't really, like, be too much different. At least, like, personality. If anything, I'll probably just get more radical. As Grandmaster Flash once said, you gotta have a con in this land of milk and honey, and Bill's got a good one. And yeah, he really does. Like, honestly, I mean, the last video they looked at was like, you know, why the left has lost me or some shit. And it was like Bill Maher basically just bitching and whining like an old boomer crying in the fucking clouds about the young and the youth. And, like, basically just, oh my god. Like, at one point he literally started bitching about the fact that, like, California put this law in place to where, like, cars need to have manufacturing, like, in cars there, like, you know, that, you know, like, you know, are sold in California need to have like these, you know, like heat alert systems. So like if you have a kid left in the car and it's hot as fuck in the car, then it'll like let off an alarm and shit. And it's like, oh well, what the point is this? Because, you know, like the only people that are gonna care about that are crackheads, and, you know, people don't give a shit. So obviously the people that, you know, are gonna focus on that, crackheads and, you know, people don't give a shit, aren't gonna care. So there's no point in it. I'm sitting here just thinking like, oh my god, what the fuck is next? Is it gonna start thinking like goddamn seatbelts are woke or some shit? Cause fuck me, dude. It should unlock and open one of the doors. I think that's a part of the system. I mean, he only popped up like the fucking like dumb article for it on his stupid video. Didn't actually read through it or anything. But if I had to take a guess, I'm assuming it's like an automatic unlock of the doors and alarm goes off so someone can open the door and, you know, let, you know, the kid or the pet dog that, you know, someone left in there out. You know, so it's, you know, like, I'm assuming it would be something like that, which I think is a good thing. Why would anybody be against that? Like, that's, like, I mean, I can maybe see it, you know, maybe malfunctioning, I guess, but that's why before you release it out for, like, commercial use, you test it and work all the, you know, tweaks out of it. If a window's busted, it'll shoot flames out of a broken window. I know what you're talking about. I don't think that's actually, like, you know... I think that was, like, something that someone just, like, custom made for their car. Yeah, let's see what, you know, we can kind of skim around here. Nice pretty little stuff that we can look at. Because I don't want to be talking about, like, Bill Maher. Like, my brain's just, like, been on the fuck now for a while, and I'm done. I'm done thinking about his ass. Also a version of electric charge that channels electric charges for the door. Yeah, I know about that one. I think I've seen a video of that. At least I'm pretty sure I have. There it is. I will find out, I guess, here in a second. Or if anything, more like, you know, maybe 40 minutes, 40 seconds, but, you know, almost at 40 minutes. Back hurts when I sit up. What, you mean like sit up like this? I mean, mine does too sometimes. Why do you think I do these fucking stretches? I mean, cause like, yeah, I mean, every now and then I get it. I mean, honestly, a lot of that's because of my fucking workplace. It's like a lot of things are like about 6 inches shorter than for my like tall ass. So I end up having to like scrunch down a lot. Remember this? Oh, this is John Oliver from 9 years ago. Oregon Spirit by Bob. I don't think I've...
This week, on the positive side, sign-ups have surpassed 8 million people, but unfortunately on Thursday it turned out that one state in particular is lagging behind.
Oregon has officially shut down its online healthcare exchange after weeks of trying to fix its bulky, glitchy system. Oregon residents will now use the federal healthcare.gov site to sign up for medical insurance.
All told, taxpayers have coughed up.
I kind of remember this. Private healthcare. This is, I love it. I love it when like so much of our healthcare system's set up around that, so you get this bullshit. Love it.
248 million for a website.
Here, hold on. I want to do this because YouTube don't want to fucking full screen it really quick. Okay, sometimes it wants to be stupid. Be dumb. Be done with that ass. I don't want that ass to be all dumb. Knuckle. Stop being dumb. There we go. That's much better.
Still doesn't work.
Wait. Okay, so let's break all of that down.
Damn, like, he's, like, honestly, like, I mean, from John Oliver now in comparison to, like, when was this, 9 years ago? Yeah, about 9 years ago. You know, let's do this, actually. Oh, shit, dude. Spring chicken. Well, I mean, hold up. Like, we got him there. Is there a way to, like, look at his banner? It's barely aged at all. Oh, wait, yeah, his banner actually shows him, you know, when he's young. It's only been 9 years. Oh, yeah. Honestly, I kind of like this, though, where he's giving that stare right here. And then he got the spring chicken one being like, hold up. Like, hold up now. I mean, honestly, like, you could tell he's a lot more, like, energetic, spry. Maybe, you know, didn't realize the repercussions of how fucked it all is. And now, fast forward to today, and now he has this, you know, he doesn't look like he's, like, aged that badly, to be fucking frank. But you can kind of tell he's like, you know, fuck this shit, I'm ready, you know, like, you know, pop off, sir. He's like, the shit's aging me, and I don't like it. Not because I'm aging, but because this world sucks and I want it better. Because at least, you know, he's a dude that gives a fuck. Like, I mean, he's like, you know, pretty much like the anti-Maher, almost. Like, this is what, like, Bill Maher thinks he is. And this is like, you know, like, you know, what, you know, Bill Maher could have been if he actually was not a smug narcissist, complex, fucking, utter egotistical prick. Because, like, Oliver is actually humble.
Oregon spent $250 million, and its website, designed to sign people up in one sitting, did that for exactly nobody. And they're now handing the keys over to healthcare.gov. That has got to be a bitter pill to swallow for the people of Oregon, or it would be if they could get the pill, which they can't because their shitty website is broken.
And a lot of our healthcare is broken as fuck. I mean, this is like, I mean, I don't remember too much of this because I was like just like coming of age as an adult. So, I mean, and this is like before I think I even knew of John Oliver, to be honest, as well. But I do remember what he's talking about here. I can't remember some of the bullshit around all this. And of course, you know, my more conservative parents just blamed, like, well, Obamacare, this web will go get vote. And it's like, no, this is actually when they're not involved enough.
To be fair to Oregon, not all of that money was spent on the website itself. $3 million of it was spent on violently adorable adverts like this. Long live our Oregon spirit.
Oh my god, I know this ad. I remember seeing this shit. Oh my god. As soon as that little fucking yellow submarine popped up, my brain went, oh fuck. It just went back in time, dude. Dude, I know this ad. I've seen this play before on TV and shit. Oh my god, I've seen this. I don't even know how many times. Dude, this played a lot when I was growing up for a little bit.
To care for each one, every daughter and son, live on in Oregon.
Yeah, I've seen these ads before. Oh my god, now knowing like all the backdrop of it all, it makes all this like, we're all pleasant and loving Oregon with all of our beautiful lush green and law, you know, all that shit. And it's like, no, it's a corporate shithole kind of like seeping off in the distance behind the tree line there. So, makes it a little more ominous, you know, when you look at it that way.
Look, we get it, Oregon. You people live in a cartoon.
Hey, oh, whoa, that was whoa, hold up, hey. I was not aware of this pot shot. Whoa. Hey, John, careful what you say. I'll take that personally. I mean, to be fair, I can't honestly disagree with him. We do live in a cartoon. But, hey, it's our cartoon, only we can make fun of it. We're Oregonians here. Only we can make fun of this shit, and people who have lived here. You know, or at least, you know, visit here. We kind of do. I mean, we kind of do. That's why I'm saying only Oregonians can make fun of it, because only we know the true experience of living in the cartoon that is Oregon sometimes. At least it ain't complete Circus Soleil like California is sometimes. So, I mean, you know, I got that. Or just New York City in itself with Eric Adams. So, you know, you got that shithole. Well, more like shithead, actually. I mean, he's making New York a shithole. But, you know, still, I digress. Whatever. You know, you get the point.
Your mountains are breathtaking, your coffee is fair trade, and everywhere you go you hear the sound of fucking ukuleles.
Hey, hold on. Whoa, that was only a phase. There was a weird yuppie fucking hipster phase in Oregon where, like, everyone and their fucking mother had a ukulele. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. Dude, my friend Logan had a fucking ukulele, and he would be playing that shit, you know, in the halls in high school, dude. And he was not the only one, okay? Yeah, this was a phase, but, like, it was our graduation year where that shit died, okay? Like, I think it was the 2015 senior year where we just fucking rode that shit in the mud and killed it, okay? And I think that's across the board around here, alright? Alright, that was across the board. I think, like, the 2015, like, senior class of that year for all Oregonians just rode that ukulele shit in the fucking mud, bro. Like, I mean, that class specifically. Like, we were the ones who fucking rode that shit to the mud and killed it. Because, honestly, after us, like, after 2015, you know, once we all, like, you know, we're adults, graduated, and we're like, yay, we're, you know, free from the clutches of school, you know, it's like, I mean, you know, we were still doing it for a little bit, but after, like, the summer ended, we were just kind of sick of it. We, like, a lot of us stopped, like, after that year, like, ukuleles weren't really much of a thing. There were a few holdouts, but, you know, not us at that point. And I didn't do it. I was the trumpet player. I already had an instrument that was, you know, annoying people with.
Your point, but here's the thing. This is all very
Protect the Zoomy Ignore baby. Dude, like, yeah, sure.
Until you waste tens of millions of dollars of taxpayer money on a website that doesn't work. Luckily, we here have prepared something to convey that message to you in a way that I think you'll be able to understand.
Like artist in Portland, your site doesn't work.
You know, I was about to say, I think I've seen it as well, but,
That 404 error.
you know, I think I might have seen this online at the time.
Just a quirk. You blew all our money on these stupid sets. So when you break your leg, try the neighborhood vet. You stupid Oregon idiots. You human painter sports. Your passion for cuteness might kill your whole state. So
Okay, damn. Dude, this attack is personal. You know, blame the fucking politicians of the state, and that includes a lot of the Dems and Republicans of the state, because they're all fucking goddamn shit. Especially the city council of Portland. Like, they're pretty much all trash. The only one that isn't even remotely bad that we had for a while before she got voted out for an utter piece of fucking garbage, Renee Gonzalez, was IgnarHusky. So, like, she was actually the only one that legit kind of worth a fuck. It was like Maps, but he's kind of a fickle little bitch. So, I mean, he's like barely worth mentioning. Mingus Maps, dude. That's unironically his name. Mingus Maps. What a fucking name, dude. Like, good lord. Like, you should probably get a legal name change there, buddy. Dingus Maps, that's what I think. My good lord. It doesn't really matter, honestly. When have we ever had a good mayor? Like, didn't we, what was his name? Like, honestly, there's been times in Portland where I think we've had a decent, you know, mayor or two before. I know, like, I mean, I'm trying to think of recent history, at least with that. What was his name? Like, Mayor Adams? Wasn't he, you know, pretty decent? I might be mistaken the name of somebody else, but I know there's at least been, like, a couple mayors in Portland's past that are actually, like, you know, pretty decent. Not anytime recently, but, I mean, in, like, the last, like, 30, 40-something years, yeah, there had to at least been a few. At least one or two. During the foundation of Oregon. Fuck you. I know shit's corrupt and fucking horrible, but, I mean, good lord. I mean, it doesn't, you don't have to go that far back. Jeez. In fact, don't. It gets worse the farther you go in Oregon's history. Don't do that. I argue we have, like, a little sweet spot. You know, like, basically 80s through the 2000s. Like, honestly, that's, like, our little sweet spot. I mean, you know, like, well, early in American history... You know, today, it could be better, obviously, but, you know, whatever. Honestly, a lot of it's just due to the fickleness of, you know, the two-party system, because obviously it just bleeds into the states, too, so Oregon ain't no exception to that. At least there's been, like, pushes, you know, when it comes to, like, the minority Republican, seats here, like, where it's, like, the most recent measure that passed, or at least one of the four that were put up to the last election, one of them was, like, if you miss, like, too many, like, sessions in state congress and shit, you're pretty much disqualified from running for election again. So that basically means that basically to any of these Republicans that decide to, like, you know, during, like, congressional, like, Oregon state sessions, just decide to go take a vacation to Idaho or some shit, well, do that enough times and you're disqualified and you ain't gonna run again, even if you try, because legally at that point you can't. Tough shit, bitch. So it's like, it's one of those things where it basically forces their hand to have to be, like, at these sessions and shit. Like, you know, because the part of the reason why they weren't was because it was just meant to obstruct and literally make sure that, like, fuck all happens, you know, for, like, you know, legislation being passed in Oregon. That's basically, it was literally just to just, like, not have anything get done. Which, honestly, I think kind of plays a role into some of that shit, to be frank. Because I know it was a major problem during, like, 10 years ago, and that's, you know, and people got sick of it. And that's why in this last election, it was like, you know, enough is fucking enough. Because, you know, these Republicans being just fucking psycho over stupid bullshit, you know, it's gone too far, you know. It's like, it's one thing when it's like, you know, oh, well, we wanted to cut taxes. It was like one thing with that stupid shit. But now when it became everything else, you know, that we see today, it's like, that's, you know, where they drew the fucking line. They pushed the buttons a little too much. And people want to see positive fucking change in Oregon, and I think, honestly, in these next couple election cycles, you know, I think Oregon's eventually going to get better. And that's why I say I think we're in a rough patch now in the state. Shit ain't really good. I mean, you know, honestly, I think what is good going on in the state is more so in, like, county / like, you know, like, city level. Like, in my county's kind of going through the shitter a little bit, to be honest. Except for this last special election, we overwhelmingly, like, passed things for, like, teachers, and continuing the tax levy that we have for them and shit like that. So, I mean, our county actually was good with that. But, like, but besides that, like, I mean, the county's going fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs mode with Republican bullshit. And, but, you know, my town being in the county is actually, you know, like, kind of a rare, exceptional, like, bubble in everything. Like, you know, things right here are actually getting done, and are actually getting done for the better, and things, for the most part, you know, there's still problems and shit, but at least in my little town, in my little community, things actually kind of been on the up and up a little bit. Not all the way, but it's getting there. That's a good thing. You know, it's like, but still a long way to fucking go. That's why, honestly, I have, like, such a, you know, positive, you know, like, admiration for Mark Gamba specifically, because a lot of the shit that did get done was under his watch as a mayor. So it's like, you know, the mayor of Milwaukee, now in the state reps, I think the 41st seat, like, he, you know, he's like a dude that's, like, kind of getting his way up there and shit, and has a fucking record, it has results, and I see that shit directly with my own eyes, like, literally right outside my fucking house, basically. So it's like, I mean, I can actually trust this guy to get shit done, because he does, and for the better. Shocker, that's actually, you know, It sounds like a politician actually gives a fuck. Kind of a rare thing these days, unfortunately. That's also why, you know, it's like, I mean, it's like, I get annoyed with the whole electoralistic argument, because, like, it's not like it doesn't count for anything, but it's like, you need to, like, you know, see where it counts, like, especially, and a lot of it is in these local, you know, type of positions and shit. Like, that's where it really, truly does fucking count. And it's like, I mean, you know, because the results of, like, electoral politics to get, you know, Mark Gambit elected as mayor and shit, you know, the fruits of that showed off, right? So it's like, it's not like it doesn't mean shit, but it's like, I mean, the focus of where that energy is going is, I think, just like way off base, like, at least in my mind. Like, it needs to kind of be refocused, like, more state / like county-wide and stuff and things like that. And I don't think it's like not happening, like, whatsoever, but it really needs a lot more of a focus on it. Because I do kind of remember, you know, a lot of that, you know, shit that, you know, was viewed there from 9 years ago. And yeah, I mean, you know, seeing the results of, like, you know, different elements of, like, politics have changed since then, you know, it's like, there's definitely things that have gotten better from that, but things that still haven't improved or really have barely changed. Love my keys so much. Smokey McSmoke smoke. I thought you hated that cat being on your lap and shit. Now you're all just like oogly and loving him. Aw. He's adorable. He's cute. Aw. Just so adorable. Here. He's a good boy. Well, all kitties are good boys. Here, let's see what it look like. What little things we can look at here. What's funny is he used to be Stepdish's cat. You appropriated Stepdish's kitty. Nice. There's actually a Moist video, and it says this isn't fake, and it's on like some long crime thing. Like, what is this? We could use a slight little derailment from the politics.
There were a handful of moments that went viral on Twitter from the Young Thug trial that's ongoing, and I really want to talk about.
Okay, who? Who again? Is he an influencer, a rapper, a content creator? Who? Come again?
To make it clear right away, I know next to nothing about the Young Thug trial. I don't know what the particulars of the case are, what he's being accused of, what he's potentially facing.
I don't even know who he is. So, I mean, does that make me a Zoomer, you know, if I know who this guy is? Because I don't. So, I think I'm disqualified from the Zoomer generation based off of this. I'm just going to assume. And plus, when it comes to, like, some thick ass, like, the recent Zoomy term is, like, gyat. I don't even know what the fuck that is supposed to mean initially, but it's just like, I mean, apparently it's like, got stack yacht, and it's like thick ass, you know, some thick booty. And it's like, why? What is wrong with you Zoomers? Can you not make stupid fucking weird terminology for something that already has like very voluptuously amazing vocabulary? I mean, I even used one of them right there, like, you know, voluptuous, got some voluptuous booty. It's like, I mean, you don't need like, yacht. I mean, it sounds like I'm gagging. It's like, yeah. Yeah, it really does. Like, honestly, it's like, I mean, it really does sound like, you know, someone gagging. Got that, yeah. It's like, come on, dude. It's like, man, use fucking zoomies. Like, stop making our vocabulary stupid.
Really have a clue, but you don't need to know the lore behind why the trial is happening to understand why these moments are so wacky. I'm gonna go ahead and start by showing you what I believe is potentially one of the biggest head-scratcher moments the American justice system has ever heard.
The House has arrested 1% of this whole indictment.
Holy shit, the fucking mic quality of this is insane. It's just like, whoa, okay, I'm gonna have a hard time even being able to understand this, okay. Well, this is great.
This reminds me of this anime named Bleach, where it's 16 seasons. Every episode is about 18, 20 episodes. Sorry, every season.
Wait. Did she just say that this reminds her of this one episode in Bleach, the anime? Wait, okay, I don't think I've ever heard that ever actually used in court before. Or really, honestly, in any situation. Oh my god. The trial of the weeaboos, dude. Holy shit! Is this the trial of the weeaboos?
18 to 20 episodes. And they have season 4 and 5. They have these bouts. They're villains of the whole thing. In season 4 and season 5. The main characters are trying to get them out of Soul Society.
Pardon the interruption. I'm not trying to jump scare you here, nor am I trying to intrude on this passion.
Ah! Sorry, he jump scared me. I got jump scared. I'm sorry.
Speech about the Bount arc from Bleach, but I think it's important because I imagine most of you haven't seen what she's referring to, and God bless you, keep it that way. The Bount arc in Bleach is regarded by many, myself included, as one of the worst arcs in all of anime. It's basically about vampires that get introduced out of nowhere and then leave out of nowhere, never to be addressed again. It is a garbage filler arc that serves only to waste your time and insult your intelligence. It is truly trash. And I'm one of those poor souls that endured the torture of watching it. I didn't know the Bount arc was filler. So I subjected myself to that almost never-ending nightmare. So when she brought up the Bount arc here...
But Moist is correct. Well, I've never seen Bleach, so I honestly have no idea what the fuck he's talking about here.
It was like an old wound
Like, this is the most ultimate head scratcher for me because I generally don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Having salt poured in it. Like, I had a repressed memory come forefront and then, like, post-traumatic stress disorder as a result. Because she brought up the Bount arc in this fucking trial for some reason. Now, she is representing someone else who was involved in this case. His name is Rodalius Ryan.
Wait, so she's a lawyer? So she's being, or an attorney? Oh my god, wait, what? Wait.
The way she's trying to weave in the anime reference with the point she's trying to make is interesting.
You go to season 6, you don't hear about the bounce. You go to season 7, you don't hear about the bounce. Why don't you hear about these important characters? Because they're filler characters. It's a filler season. Me with Darius, we're fillers. We're not integral to the story. They just drag them out of prison to jail to make this bigger than it has to be. We're basically distractions. So, as a juror, what can you do to tell the state we're not going to be distracted? We don't need to listen to filler. You come back at the end of this with a not guilty for Rodalius Ryan. You tell them we do not want to waste our time on fillers. We just want to get...
Is Rodalius Ryan the, like, young thug guy? At least that's what I'm assuming? Jeffrey Williams? Oh, I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Substance. So I guess sit back, enjoy the show, get some popcorn, because this is not justice, this is a circus. Thank you.
I find...
I'm caught out of order for mentioning anime. Call her out of order for mentioning anime? I mean, you know, I think I kind of get the idea of why she mentioned it. It's just such a weird analogy that literally almost nobody but weeaboos and people who saw Bleach would understand, right? Like, I've never seen Bleach. I mean, I've seen some animes here and there in my time, but not that. So, it's like the reference itself is lost to me, but I could kind of understand the analogy. I'm just saying, this reminds me of this, whole thing with the bots, vampire thing, whatever I don't know, whatever the fuck it was. And, and the reason why it reminds me of that is because that was filler. And what I'm seeing here is filler. And I think, this isn't really completely integral to what's going on here, and he should be found not guilty because this is bullshit. I think that's basically what she's saying in a nutshell. But, I mean, so I can kind of get what she's trying to say, but I don't know about what the whole fucking trial's about, so I'm just kind of confused about it. It's like watching Dragon Ball Z during the arc right before Boo.
That closing remark, this isn't justice, this is a circus, hits even harder since it follows an entire speech about anime in a legal setting. Like, she isn't wrong.
I mean, you know, she is right. It is kind of a circus, because, I mean, in some part, it's because she helped with it. I mean, she did, like, you know, some crazy little, like, you know, leap jump in this, you know, like a little, you know, barrel, you know, like, you know, a little cannonball roll, you know, through a fucking, you know, little ring or some shit, sprouted out and fucking, like, landed, you know, on her hands, did a, you know, cartwheel and fucking landed on a platform, like, 50 feet in the air. She just did crazy, you know, a little crazy stunt, dude. I mean, I'm just saying, like, she was a part of the circus. She was a part of that act. She helped, you know, be a part of this, you know, Circus Soleil.
This is set the dial from serious all the way to silly. We have cranked that shit up now. We're talking anime. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is how I imagine a Discord trial might go.
Oh my God!
Presiding over a case, slamming the gavel. Order!
Dude,
order!
It's like, you know, you have a few mods that are trying to see if, like, someone should be banned, but they're, like, the one rare democratically, like, ran fucking, like, you know, like, one democratically ran fucking Discord server, and, like, they have, like, a jury trial and everything, and all the mods are just trying to be like, order in the courts.
Huh.
Because everyone's yelling.
Interesting. Tipping a fedora. This reminds me of that time in Naruto when Rock Lee took off those training weights against Gaara. Am I right? Isn't that right, jury? Like, it's just... It is taken anime and put it in a setting where it shouldn't be. This is a very professional spot that deals with people's lives. Like, you're there to represent your client, and you're using anime in your opening statements here, I think is probably the wrong move here on the chessboard. Not the strongest opening. Based on how she sums up her opening statements, it seems like the point she's trying to get across is that her client is not important in the overall case, thus their presence is only there to serve as a distraction or inflating everything. Thus, you know, it's filler, like Bleach-bound arc. Now, for the next clip I'd like to show you, you're going to have to really open up your ears here because the audio on it is some dog ass. It's pretty...
It already was dog ass.
Bad. For some reason, quite a few times throughout the trial, the audio would just get really fucked up.
But to Jeffrey, thug had a different meaning. Now, some of you read books about Tupac and what it meant to be thug life. Thug life, the hate you give little infants, F's, everyone, meaning discrimination and rape.
What in the actual flying goat fuck is he trying to... Dude, is he saying thug life is an acronym? Oh my dude, he sounds like a conspiracy theorist. Did he reference the fucking Boondocks? I honestly think he did. And again, it's one of those things where, like, you know, if someone doesn't get it right off the top, you know, right off the bat, he sounds like an Alex Jonesian level conspiracy theorist. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he did reference the Boondocks. I haven't seen a lot of Boondocks. I've seen, you know, enough to know what it is and the references and the jokes, at least the common ones. But, like, I mean, another banger show. Dude, that show is pretty fucking fire. I need to see some more Boondocks, dude. Boondocks is actually pretty good. I've seen, like, the equivalent of, like, a season's worth of Boondocks, but, like, sporadically all over the place. So, like, I couldn't really tell you, like, which episodes and what, but, you know, I've seen enough of it, like I said, to kind of get, you know, the show and shit, but I need to actually, like, legit watch that show, like, seriously, like, sit down and watch it. Because that show actually slaps. Like, there's always going to be fucking banging memes, you know, that are just timeless with that show.
It hurts all of us. We teach that to our kids.
Now, this is Young Thug's lawyer, and right now he is trying to get into the kitchen with a ton of ingredients and start cooking. And the recipe...
Like an Alex Jonesian reptilian conspiracy theorist with a fucking tinfoil hat on his head.
He's following... Well, it's got some interesting flavor to it, to say the least, with the direction that this dish ends up going.
That was not what thug meant to Jeffrey. Thug meant and means to Jeffrey something very personal. It was his path. If he could ever make it as a musical artist and help his family, himself, and as many others out of this endless cycle of hopelessness. He would be truly humble under God. That's what thug means.
I tried my best.
You know, honestly, if that is like, you know, what Young Thug, like means by that, you know, good for him, whatever. You know, like, I ain't gonna dog on him over that, but I mean, it's still, I don't know, like, I think the power, or like, I think the, like, defense of that, so to speak, you know, was kind of like undermined with the weird Boondocks reference. Like, I mean, why is anime being referenced so much in this trial, dude? Like, I mean, how do, like, these dudes and that one lady, like, why is anime just so referential in this trial? Like, what the hell? I mean, I'm honestly kind of perplexed by that more than anything. Like, I mean, I don't know, again, what the whole specific trial is supposed to be about. I mean, but whatever. I mean, I just find these weird little clips, though, to be kind of perplexing. Like, why is anime referenced so much?
Edit out the long pauses he takes. I don't know if he's like a classically trained actor or something, or he's auditioning for a thespian troupe. I don't really know. But
well, maybe that was his side gig. He couldn't get successful in that, so he decided to go to college to be a lawyer. I mean, maybe that's what happened. And honestly, like, I mean, he is an old dude, so who knows? Like, I mean, maybe he's like a classically trained lawyer where, like, those long pauses are, like, meant, like, you know, you're, you know, intellectually pondering the thoughts of the case and, you know, constructive of, like, you know, what you're saying, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it meant something then, or what, I don't know. Like, he's kind of an older guy.
Makes these, like, long, really dramatic...
Which also makes that weird, like, more Easter egg-esque reference to the Boondocks there even more perplexing. It's like, the only way you might have, like, you know, threw that out there is if, like, Young Thug mentioned it. It's like, hey, yo, you know, it's like, you know, when it comes to my name and stuff, because I know it's going to get brought up, which maybe that's why he mentioned it. Maybe there's, like, some extra context where his name was brought up. So it's like, why do you have to name Young Thug and blah, 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 you know, and all that. And so, like, a part of that, you know, was the lawyer at least trying to make a case about why. And, you know, and Young Thug's like, well, yeah, it's because of this. Like, it's kind of referential, like, you know, how, like, you know, Tupac's, like, thug life, you know, like in the Boondocks thing, you know, it's like this, you know, how it means that, and blah, blah, blah. But for me, it means this, because I want to be like, blah, 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 you know, yeah, yeah. You know, so it's just like, I mean, that's kind of what I think is going on there. You know, and he's just kind of like, okay, I'll just at least say the, you know, specific, you know, points here and, you know, whatever, I won't reference them or whatever. Like, you know, he's just trying to get the core, you know, points out. At least if I'm taking, like, a more, like, legal analysis to it, so to speak. But either way, this is a fucking goofy trial, dude. I mean, I don't think it's as goofy as, like, the fucking Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, because that shit was goofy as shit. But, I mean, it's up there. This is definitely a goof.
Mid-sentence, and it just dragged everything so long. My theory is that the reason he keeps pausing and stopping for a little bit is because he's stalling for time so he can continue to come up with something in his noodle up here, and he eventually comes up with a banger.
And I think a lot of that is because he's trying to remember some of the points that, you know, Young Thug was mentioning, because I'm assuming he was probably rambling half of it. And he was getting notes in his fucking, like, you know, folder, fucking lawyer shit, whatever the fuck. You know, and just like, alright, yeah, okay, alright, sure, yeah, okay. You know, just like, you know, make sure he gets all the basic points out there and just fucking, like, it almost looks like the range rambling. And he's like, okay, well, alright, memorize what I can and fuck it, okay, let's get up there. You know, just get up there. And I mean, out of context, he does sound like kind of a rambling conspiracy theorist almost, at least initially, with the weird, like, thug life referential analysis thing that he was doing. I think he was just not exactly prepared or concise, just because I don't think Young Thug explaining that shit to him was concise or coherent with it either. I think he was just kind of rambling about it, and he just kind of took what he could out of it.
This is not what thug actually means to Jeffrey, Jeffrey being Young Thug's real name. He then says the thug stands for truly humbled under God. And when I heard him say that, I did one of these. I actually just shot back. I was like, wow. he fucking did it. He pulled off a miracle. Like, I can imagine, like, the jury standing up and clapping, like, man, that was so moving, wiping tears from their eyes. Truly humbled under God. Now it all makes sense. Like, it's such an incredible Hail Mary play from the lawyer here. Obviously, this is a bunch of fish paste.
That's definitely Boondocks reference. And, you know, and I think a lot of that was because of Young Thug himself, you know, helping, trying to, like, create references and, you know, or at least, you know, some sort of defense. I think a lot of that is because of Young Thug. If I had to take a guess, like, I'm assuming Young Thug told that to the lawyer, and the lawyer wrote whatever notes he could, and, you know, and that's, you know, he just kind of went with it. I'm assuming that, honestly, that I am going with that. That's what the fuck happened. That's the only reason why that fucking anime-ass Boondocks reference shit, Easter egg right there was referenced. Like, honestly. I'm actually surprised Charlie hasn't mentioned it. Does he mention that this is, like, you know, Boondocks ref? Because, like, that's an Easter egg reference out of the whole, like, anime this trial is, dude.
The Thug in Young Thug doesn't stand for anything. It's not an abbreviation. That wouldn't make any sense. Let's just play ball with this idea here, this fantasy that it stands for Truly Humbled Under God. That would mean his name would be Young Truly Humbled Under God. That would be his artist name. That is nonsensical.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. Unless it was like Young and Thug or something. Young and Truly Humble Under God. That would be like, he would have to put, like, you know, the little, like, you know, the asterisk thing and then the asterisk there, or whatever the fuck, you know, the apostrophe thing. You know, it's like, the, you know, just be like Young apostrophe and apostrophe Thug, you know, so it'd be like Young and Thug. I mean, he would have to do, like, a slight difference, you know, to his name, you know, change it just, like, by that alone, and then it would work. Like, because then it'd basically be Young and Truly Humble Under God, so, you know, I mean, that would be the idea if it was an acronym. I mean, again, I don't know who the dude is, but if that's kind of what he's going with, then yeah, it doesn't make sense exactly. Young, Truly Humble Under... I mean, unless there's, like, a semicolon where it's, like, Young... You know, the semicolon, Truly Humble Under God. You know, I don't know. I mean, it's like, I'm trying to find a way to where that shit could work. And honestly, I don't, there really ain't much.
It was a really interesting tactic here. A very odd strategy that I couldn't help but appreciate. Like, I found it impressive to go to this level of, like, on-the-spot thinking to try and just pull something out of your ass is admirable. I unironically love that strategy. I think it's just a banger. It makes me want to give it a try. Like, the moist on my shirt, it stands for Mopey Outlook is super terrible. And it's all about having a mopey attitude is a bad thing, and we gotta turn that frown upside down.
Hey, you know what, dude? That fucking worked on me, baby. Let's go. I am sold. Dude, that shit kind of worked on me. You know, hey, you know what? Like, maybe there is, like, a fucking power play on that shit, dude. I mean, yo, alright, like, you know, dude, that shit kind of worked, dude. That shit kind of worked.
About a positive outlook, baby.
Hell
and actually,
yeah.
that's a perfect segue into another thing Young Thug's lawyer tried to pull off in the trial today. It's another very incredible strategy.
Hold on, I wanna smoke this bowl real quick, because I feel like if I do that while I'm listening to this, I might laugh while trying to do that, and it's not gonna be good. Guys was wrong about the name. Alright, hold on, I'll put a pin on it.
The indictment that the prosecution had the grand jury return says he's holding up a blood sign, and that furthers this conspiracy. There's nothing wrong with holding up a blood sign, but...
A what sign?
That's not a blood sign. A blood sign's like this. It looks like a B. That is a P. Jeffrey's fingers are down. And what you'll learn is...
So, basically using sign language of, like, the B, which... I forgot what that is. Weirdly enough, like, one of the things that I was taught at an early age before I, like, started really speaking was actually, like, sign language a little bit. And like, not because my mom thought I was like totally mute, but she wanted to teach me that because she knew it a little bit. But I forgot what the fuck a B is though. I know like M is this, and then an N is this, because, well, you know, that, and then N right here. And I know a J is, well, obviously that. Then yeah, a P is, I think, like, I think it's, I forgot what the, see, I forgot, like, you know, some of it, like, honestly, most of it, to be fucking frank with you, but, I mean, because I was taught when I was, like, fucking 5, so, I mean, didn't know how to say fuck you in sign language. Well, that's obvious. I know this is, I think, thank you, this is thank you, because, there's a few people that I know sign that will, like, you know, do that as thank you, because that's a pretty common, you know, thing, and, like, you know, honestly, I really should start kind of learning a little more of it, because it's not really super difficult to learn. It's just that you got to kind of be, you know, consistent with doing it, you know, in order to kind of, like, you know, learn it and kind of memorize it. But, you know, like, because I know at least when it comes to, like, you know, the alphabet, like, I will probably be able to pick that up pretty quickly, you know, because I already was taught that before, so I know that info is in my head. I know that shit's in my brain. You know, but at least when it comes to, like, full-on sign language, that's a totally different story. Like, I only know, like, maybe, and my mom might have taught me a couple things in sign with that, but not a lot. She mostly taught me the ABCs and shit like that. Speak English signly. I've actually heard someone say that. Speak English signly? That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense.
That Jeffrey just released with Sergio Kitchens, performed on Ghana, a song that is wildly popular. It's around the globe. It's called Pushing P. And it's positivity. It means any circumstance you're in. If you think...
Sign Y? Sign Y? Wait, sign Y? Speak English sign Y? Like what? Like why? Like not like signy, like yeah, like okay.
Positively.
You're starting to break my brain, bro.
About something, you can make it through. You're pushing positivity. You're pushing P. Jeffrey is showing the P.
If ever there was
Jeffrey is showing the P. Okay, the way that was phrased was a little funny.
Ovation in court, it would be right then. This guy, in front of all of humanity and God, went out there and said, actually, what you're looking at is a P with his hands, and it references pushing P, which stands for pushing positivity. That is so good. That is so fun. What a fucking W.
Dude, that's like, fired, honestly.
I'm sure most of you remember pushing P from like a year or so ago. I never fully understood exactly what it meant. I believe like
that was
the main usage was pushing P references like pursuing success while still maintaining integrity, like being loyal to the people that you care about, that you're close with, like your friends, like never forgetting where you came from while pursuing success. Which I guess in a way you could argue that pushing P is pushing positivity, I suppose, though I don't think the P ever stood for positivity, ever. But from this point forward, if I ever see pushing P again, that's immediately where my head's going. From now on, if I see pushing P, I'll be like, oh, pushing positivity.
I don't even know what that is, though. Like, I mean, I couldn't even barely see the picture from the, like, the horrible-ass quality of the, like, the screen being presented, but it's like, I'm guessing it's just a sign for P? Just for the letter P? I mean, that's what I'm guessing. Like, because I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't get it. There's there are clips, unfortunately, but like, goddamn, I mean, dude, like, I kind of, weirdly enough, I kind of want to see a little bit more of that trial, just to kind of see, like, what else is going on, you know, for weird references and shit like that, like, cause, goddamn. It's where you push your win against the glass. South Park reference. I'm sure there's... I don't... are they pushing that much, you know, when it comes to references? I mean, or are you just reading into it? Like, because I don't know if there's, like, a full South Park reference going on there. I mean, maybe, but I don't know if it's gone that deep. I mean, you know, I don't fucking know, man. Maybe it is. Maybe it fucking is. Ooh. Ooh, I have a little notification of it. It's a little something that we can kind of catch a little of ahead of time. The internet mocks the Daily Wire's cringe-inducing anti-trans comedy movie. Oh my god, we were looking at this last night. I guarantee you we were looking at some of this last night. This is what I think it is it? Wait a minute. Wait. Is that Matt Walsh in a fucking wig? Trying to look like some weird hippie dude or something. Oh, is that fucking Matt Walsh right there? Because I know he's in this fucking movie. Is that him? I recognize that fucking beard and those little, like, you know, cocksuck lips that are, like, you know... Like, his lips are made to suck a dick, dude. Like, and I can recognize those fucking lips anywhere, dude. That is fucking Matt Walsh. Oh, my God. Oh, my fucking God. I didn't know where he was in this movie, but I just saw that he's, you know, like a cameo in the film. And that's it right there. Oh my God. Matt is a liberal in that movie. Dude, we gotta watch this so bad. Dude, we have to watch this, dude. Oh my God. Dude, you know what? Honestly, I gotta make, like, you know, some random, like, bullshit account on YouTube, just like some random one-off like thing, and I don't even care if we get banned or some shit on that sock account. Dude, we're gonna find a way to watch this shit. I don't give a fuck, dude. We're finding a way to watch this and putting it out there in the world, because oh my God, I mean, when there's a will, there will be a fucking way, and I swear I will find the fucking way, because dude, like, I will, like, you know, get me some, you know, fucking, like, some mixed drinks going, get some blunts, get, like, you know, some homies over even. I want to watch Free Lunch Express. I was trying to remember that movie last night, because between this and that movie, like, I mean, I want to watch them because, dude, that Bernie Sanders movie and this movie, dude, oh my God. A back-to-back on, like, conservative comedy, but, like, just laughing at it and making fun of it. At least for Free Lunch Express, we could just, like, envision Bernie being that radical, being like, God damn, I wish Bernie was like this. Praying to the altar of Lenin or some shit. I mean, oh, dude. Man, I guess that's, like, one thing that I can give conservative comedy. It's funny to laugh at because, like, man, they really think the world is like this, because, goddamn, I wish it was. It kind of puts that feeling in you. And it's kind of a weird, like, you know, like yin-yang of, like, you know, this is silly and funny and I love how they think this, but at the same time, it's that, you know, the yang is in there where it's like, God damn it, like, I actually kind of wish that we did have that, because then they would have a right to bitch about that. But, you know, it's like, I kind of wish, you know, it's like, it's that yin-yang feeling a little bit where it's like, oh man, I really wish we kind of did have that, because the world would actually be better, wouldn't it? You know, it's like, it's one of those things, but still. Oh God, I didn't realize how long this was. Oh shit. Dude, we're gonna be in here. Oh, dude, let's do it. Let's fucking go, dude.
Well, it seems like the fellas over at the Daily Wire are at it again.
Fuck! Oh my, okay, holy fuck, Mike, you're so loud sometimes. Dude, that intro was so quiet, then like, well, anyway, how's it going, everybody? It's like, Jesus! Like, damn, we're turning this down a little bit. Holy shit, that was, fuck, ear rape Mike over here, damn. Is this a new video? Yes, it is. It will be for everybody tomorrow. Like, technically, like, because I don't see it, because it's that fresh. It's a watch early situation. It's a public video, but it's going to be up in like a few hours for everybody. But he has like the link, you know, on his Patreon that's like for everyone there. You know, because like I follow him on there, and like they're publicly available there too if you follow him there. So I don't pay Mike. Well, I don't think it's like paid content, because I mean I see other stuff that isn't available for me because I just follow him there. Like I think it's just like, you know, just membership across the board. Like if you're like, you know, a free membership, I think it's one of those things too. Because he just gives that to everybody. I think he gives, like, the watch early stuff and shit like that, you know, for everyone. Because, I mean, it's basically, like, what, like, 8 hours, you know, of, like, oh, here we go. You know, I mean, because, like, I'll get these, and then literally, like, pretty much the very next day, like, when I wake up, it's already publicly available because he, you know, releases them at, like, fucking, like, 10 or something. So, it's, like... I mean, there's not exactly that much of a long time frame between this video to, like, when it's actually going to be, like, up. Even though it is up. Imagine seeing this on acid. Well, alright, we'll check this out before we get too deep into the video. What's... Ooh! Oh, dude, what a cool fucking fish. Oh, yeah. I guess you want me to see this first. Alright. Oh, yeah, it was because of the young... Okay. Oh, wait, it literally says predicts the Rico case. Gangstalicious. Oh, yeah, I've seen this.
To Gangstalicious Resurrection. The judge allowed Gangstalicious' music to be introduced as evidence at his assault trial. They played for the jury a track called Play It for the Jury. Play it for the jury, the defendant and the plaintiff, the court reporter and the plaintiff. Play it for the jury.
I keep telling these people this shit is supposed to be just music, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you really think about it, is it worth it? You know what I'm saying? I mean, somebody could get hurt.
That boy don't look that tough to me.
Alright, so what's this? Final question. Do beavers even know what they're doing, or they just see water flowing down the river and they think absolutely not? I mean, it's a valid question, but I mean, if you want to be serious, yes, they actually do know what they're doing. And they do kind of look at that water and be like, fuck your ass, but it's for good reason. Actually, a lot of cases, like, I mean, they're pretty vital when it comes to ecosystems and shit. You want them around, you know, especially when it comes to, like, rivers and stuff like that, because, I mean...
Seems like the fellows,
you know, might just be, you know, just be good. Like, they're really good when it comes to, like, you know, aquifers and shit like that, and, like, I mean, I can't, like, I don't know every tiny little thing about them, but, I mean, I know there's, like, a lot of reasons why they're actually good and very smart in considering of what they're capable of doing. If anything, it's more like the trees that they happen to, you know, like, see, it's more that. It's more like they look at the trees, they're like, absolutely not. I'm gonna eat this shit and drag this motherfucker over here and make a little den in the middle of this water because I like the water. It's more kind of like that, because those, you know, dams are their homes.
And because after the success of their last film, Terror on the Prairie, which streamed exclusively on the Daily Wire Plus and raked in a total of $13,115 at box offices worldwide, they're now releasing a comedy called Lady Ballers about dudes who decide to play in women's sports by pretending to be women. And I think that the screenshot behind me kind of tells you everything you need to know about the plot. It's a movie based on the one joke that conservatives have. Now, this movie features cameos from Ben Shapiro.
He's the fucking ref. Dude, even as the ref, I'm pretty sure I can see the tippy top of his little fucking yarmulke, dude. Dude, even in acting, he can't just take it off for 1 second.
Ben Shapiro's female doppelganger Brett Cooper and Michael Knowles, Matt Walsh and Drag, the old guy from
Wait a minute, wait.
Ben Shapiro.
Oh, that is Brett Cooper! I can't tell if that is Michael Knowles or not. But that's Brett Cooper right there. The female Ben Shapiro.
Female doppelganger Brett Cooper and Michael Knowles.
Which I guess that really is him.
Walsh and Drag, the old guy from the Daily Wire, Jeremy Boring, the CEO of the Daily Wire, U.S. Senator Ted Cruz, and even Riley Gaines. Now, for those of you who don't know, Riley Gaines is the NCAA swimmer who tied for 5th place with Leah Thomas, a trans woman.
It should just be called Telling on Yourself, the movie, because it kind of is.
And even though
Crowder has beef with the Daily Wire, so he's not a part of this at all.
Cis women beat her, she has managed to turn her being a sore loser into an entire career. And she's not necessarily mad at the cis women who beat her. She's specifically mad at the trans woman who she tied with.
For 5th place, which means that she and that trans woman lost to 4 other cis women. So instead of saying, like skill issue, take the L and, get good, like she decided to be butthurt about it. And that includes trans person too. And I bet the trans person's like, yeah, you know what? I just need to work on it more, need to practice, get more proficient, get better, get good. It was a skill issue. I bet the trans person didn't give a fuck. She was probably just happy enough that she got 5th place anyway. Like, but this, like Riley Gaines, this fucking, sore loser bitch is just like, oh my God, this fucking trans piece of shit just fucking, tied with me. Yeah. It's like, yeah, let's never mind the fact that you lost to 4 other cis women, you fucking cunt. It's like, fuck you.
Now she's starring in a movie where she'll be able to live out her fantasy maybe as winner or runner.
Yeah, which is, I love it. That's the only reason why she did that shit in the first place, because she knew she can make a fucking career off of it. She didn't give a fuck about, like, the consequences or anything like that. She knew she could make a buck off of it.
Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Now, it might seem weird that the Daily Wire made a movie.
When I was on Swim Team, I went from the worst swimmer to number 2 in state. Wait, you were on Swim Team at one point? Fuck yeah, dude. See, that's fucking persistence. And honestly, like, I kind of relate, because when I was playing trumpet, I honestly became one of, like, the worst trumpet players for a while, for, like, the first 2 years, being, in high school and shit, to, like, one of the, like, at least, like, top 4 to top 5, give or take, better trumpet players, in junior or senior year. I mean, and a lot of it was just because it took a lot of practice and persistence. Like, that's actually how you get, like, professions in a skill. Like, it's the persistence and practice that comes with it. Like, I mean, and it took a long fucking time. And a lot of it was because I didn't really know how to accent my notes and shit. And at this point, it's actually pretty easy now that I think about it. It's basically, you use your tongue. It's like, so if you're going like, which, I'm kind of at least, not doing exactly how I'd be playing, so to speak, but I'm just kind of at least using the buzz as an example. It'd be like, I'm using the tongue, to kind of like accent and, change it a little bit. Like, the tongue is actually like, weirdly enough, a part of the wind instruments, and how it plays. Like, and honestly, you could do, especially when it comes to brass instruments and shit like that, you could do some pretty funky stuff just using, like, your mouth and tongue muscles and shit. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, man, I'm rusty in it. I haven't done it in a long time, but, if I, got back into practicing and being persistent with that type of shit and got into it again, like, I mean, I could easily, like, kind of show off on shit like that. One PS4, one promise me if one got a trophy. Well, hey, nice. Well, hey, I mean, that's still, like, persistence and practice. I mean, hey, there's still, I mean, even if you have, like, a goal and something that you want, and there's something that you want and value for it, I mean, that does, whatever the reason is, doesn't matter. Putting in the effort and, in a way, disciplining yourself to put that effort in there is, the, cool shit about it. I don't know, maybe that's all you kind of need. You just, like, it's like, if there's, like, something you want, you need to just, like, discipline yourself to, like, push yourself to, like, maximize your ability to get that shit. It's like, maybe that's what you kind of need.
put themselves in the movie, but I can assure you that they all have extensive acting experience. For example, here's a role that Michael Knowles played before he became a conservative commentator.
I have money now. Well, sometimes you don't always have, you know, enough of the money right off the bat. So, you know, like, hey, maybe a little like, you know, creative, you know, thinking, you know, thinking outside the box, you know, might be able to help achieve, you know, that type of goal quicker. Right to own. Yeah, where you get scammed and lose way more money in the long run. Like, see, like, you need to think outside the box instead of stupid, like, extortion rackets like that, which should be illegal. Like, shit like that, honestly, shouldn't be a fucking thing as far as I'm concerned. A little hot take of the night. Oh. Ooh, Michael knows. You could do better than this weirdo, by the way. Like, I mean, good lord. Like, at least when it comes to these two dudes, I will admit, at least Michael Knowles looks at least semi-attractive. He's got, like, that twink bod. How much you want to bet he was the bottom riding cowgirl? Well, not cowgirl, I guess cowboy in this case. How much you want to bet this guy, you know, Michael Knowles was riding cowboy? It's good to you that you just, you know, set money aside for something you want instead of renting it. That and all, well, it's not even really necessarily just that. I mean, you know, like, he has his monthly income and he has, you know, unfortunately just kind of deal with those cards. But the thing is, like I said, there's creative little, like, under the table means of being able to, like, you know, accumulate a little extra, you know, side cash. I mean, you know, like, for example, like, I mean, I think he's mentioned that the bar that's in the town that he's going to move to does karaoke and shit. You know, butter up with, you know, the bar owner and shit and see if, like, hey, you know, can I be a KJ, you know, for the karaoke nights and stuff? Or at least, you know, if the other KJ isn't available, I can do it. You know, learn the ropes about that type of shit. And guess what? You know, you're not really necessarily getting, like, paid, you know, on a wage or anything. You're getting tipped. Like, all your earnings are with tips and shit like that. You know, at least that's how the bar at the karaoke that I go to and shit, you know, for the karaoke bar that I go to Friday and Saturdays, that's kind of how they do it, at least. I mean, basically, the KJ's drinks are free, and, you know, what they make that night is on tips. So, it's like, I mean, that's kind of how it is, you know, for them. So, it's just like, I mean, you know, I'm assuming it probably wouldn't be that much different over there. You know, I'm just taking a guess. So, if that's the case, then, hey, you know, maybe not every night you're going to be, you know, raking in, like, you know, $100-something bucks or something in tips or some shit. But, hey, I mean, you know, like, KJ's and, you know, like, when it comes to bars, I mean, when it comes to tips, like, you can make some pretty decent money and shit like that. Doesn't matter to get me. It doesn't matter to me. I still get what I want. Well, I mean, I'm just saying. Look, I want to be worrying about, like, you know, any purchases right now until you settle down in your new place. Like, I mean, until you know, like, kind of get, you know, the vibe of where you're living and shit and all that and yada yada before you actually, like, you know, start doing shit like that. Because who knows, you might honestly find genuine opportunities of being able to find a little side hustle, so to speak, without necessarily jeopardizing, you know, your monthly income that you have. Because there are ways to do that without having to jeopardize that, just saying.
Thanks. Have you not done it with many?
Mind if we don't get into that?
Oh, yeah, sure. It's, that's not a lot, is it?
Fuck credit scores. I know, it's like, fuck credit scores, you know, and it's like, I mean, what's funny is that, like, a lot of people say, hey, you gotta make sure your credit score is this now, blah, blah, blah. Hey, and, you know, it's like, what do you think about China's, you know, social credit system? Well, fuck that bullshit! It's like, they don't think to, like, you know, say, hey, maybe our credit score system and how we do that shit is bullshit. You know, it's like, I don't know, you know, it could have, you know, it's like, maybe extrapolate that to, like, US's system, because honestly, as far as I'm concerned, outside of, like, China basically, you know, cutting out a bunch of fucking extra steps, we ain't really doing much no different. It's like, we have a bunch of extra capitalistic, bureaucratic bullshit steps in between to fuck us, but China just cuts, you know, all that fucking fat off of it. Like, I mean, which isn't better. In fact, it's actually worse, in a way, arguably. I mean, depending on which one's worse, I guess it's debatable. But, I mean, either way, it's like, they cut the middleman out, basically. So, it's just like, I mean, good, bad, better, or worse, I mean, that's what they do. It could be trusted as a means for them to trust us. Yeah, pretty much. Now, if only Verizon could screw off on... I know I owe 200 and no, I'm not paying. Oh boy, gotta love that shit, huh? Fucking extortion racket piece of shit.
That's hell. You want my number? Yeah, sure.
Okay, we've seen this before, whatever. Oh my god, he lets the whole thing play.
That I could play the full... You know, it's really hard to understand.
Wait, hold on, wait, what? What was Mike saying?
Riveting. You know, it's really...
You gotta love a bunch of insecure little queers trying to pretend to be all queer and stuff. It's so riveting because it's so awkward. Just like Michael knows and whoever the other dude is, just embrace the gay. Y'all need to just like take a note out of Wheel Walker or something. Like, cause it's like, I mean, it's like, there ain't no pussy on a Friday night, but see nothing but dicks here tonight.
And why his act...
Which one of these goddamn queers is gonna suck my dick for my cut? You know what?
That it contains, but I will link to it down below if you want to watch the full thing.
Oh, what? That's a disapproval. Shizzle. There is bars and back question mark. Oh, there we go. Do-do-do. The Sauron perch there again. The Sauron perch there. The ghost of... I don't know if I'm actually, like, you know, still going or not here. I'll just do this. I guess I am. The Sauron perch there again. Oh, okay. I guess so, yeah. Yeah, it's still at, like, a bar for some reason. I'm assuming that's, like, a cell tower issue or some shit. Like, because... I mean, you know, like... I know every now and then that has happened in the past, and I know it's done this before. So I'm thinking there might just be like, you know, going on a cell tower or some shit. So I don't know how long it'll be, but I'll just kind of, you know, I guess just like let it sit for a minute. But I guess we'll just kind of push on and hopefully it fixes itself. Oh wait, it actually kind of bumped up a little. Okay, well, it might fix itself here pretty soon. No, not that. Not that. Just wanna... Very bad reception. There we go. And it looks kind of spooky because the top is in shadow. Oh shit, you're right. Dude, I kind of see what you're talking about. It does look kind of creepy. The IgnarHusky teaches video, Mr. Dapton. Yes. I saw it on Band and Hope. Anyway. I'll be right back, and hopefully it'll fix itself. Goofy little ball. Let's see, have things been dissolved? And hey, there we go. Looks like our bars are all back. At least that's what it looks like. Yeah. I think we're all Gucci now, it looks like. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think that a zoo alert. We have a zoo alert. Yeah, I was also kind of, stalling a little bit and gave him a quick brushing, and oh my lord, he had a dandruff situation like no other. Though he no longer has a dandruff situation, but there's probably a big pile of that on the kitchen floor now. Like, oh my goodness. And I gave him a bath earlier, like, fucking on Friday, so it's like, I'm actually kind of surprised that he has a lot of dandruff for some reason. Hasn't even been itchy lately, so he's actually been, pretty decent, good health. Situation was he a Bright King? Honestly, funny enough, that whole like situation meme, I knew about that before Bright King was even a concept in my brain, because my mom would say situation for fucking like goddamn near everything. Not even kidding, dude. Like, I mean, so, like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's a southern thing to just say situation a lot. By the way, you think we're done with this?
Seats open. Never mind.
I don't get it. What's the joke? I don't know.
She's a feminist, and she was like, no. I'm a strong woman. How dare you think you're gonna, sit here? It's like, that's basically the joke. I mean, it's like, she's a feminist, and yeah, fucks the womans, so there you go.
They would include this in the trailer, where they're presumably trying to gin up excitement to get people to watch the movie. I mean, if you are trying to generate some level of excitement over cameos, one, I don't think that Ted Cruz is going to do the trick, and two, just like tease the cameo, say featuring
well, you could just kiss my ass.
Cameos from all these conservative dickheads. Don't put Ted Cruz in the trailer when there's like no reason for that. Look, I'm baffled by some of the things that they included in this trailer, but I've got to say that the movie does look funny, but not for the reasons they hoped, right? I think it looks funny because of how bad it's going to be. The writing specifically looks like ass.
I mean, it literally looks like an early 2000s, late 90s, like, slapstick fucking, like, C-rated comedy or something. But with, like, you know, the fucking, like, you know, with the budget of, like, a 2023 film.
Let's get to the plot.
Rip City. Hey, what's up, my dude? Hey, how's Hawaii? Dude, like, when did you go to Hawaii? I didn't know you were going there for, like, your shit. And Rip, isn't it your birthday today, too? Officially 30 today. Yo, Venom, I think you share a birthday with my friend Rip City, because he's hella drunk in Hawaii because he has a birthday and shit. I'm pretty sure, right? Am I getting that correct? I mean, why are you? You went to San Francisco and then Hawaii? What? Dude, you are just going all over the place. All over in the Pacific and the West Coast, bro. You're just everywhere. Dude, this is like your, like, you know, fuck, like, 2020, 2021, 2022 fucking year, dude. Like, you're popping off more than me. It's like, shit, son. Venom and I have the same birthday. Yo, dude, Dude, next year, bro, dude, we gotta have, like, the duo birthday off, bro. We gotta see who gets more lit. Dude, yo, this is actually kind of cool. It's like 3 people I know have the same birthday on November 29th. Haddles. Dude, this is kind of cool. Like, whoa, I never knew this. Cool. Hell yeah. Well, I think Rip City's birthday is the 28th. Wait, so Venom, you're the 29th, right? So that means, well, okay, you're one day off, but you know what? Same fucking difference. Who cares? Still the 28th in Hawaii. Well, yeah, technically. But you know what? Like, you know, same difference. Who gives a shit? That's what I say to that.
So you can kind of understand what I mean, since I can't show you the trailer. So the film is about trans people and how they have transformed sports and what they're calling the most triggering comedy of the year. And the Daily Beast explains that it's about a desperate basketball coach played by Daily Wire co-founder Jeremy Boring, and he hatches an idea to enter his hapless male team in a women's competition. This is the way the world is now, he says. My 8-year-old daughter told me about it. In the next scene...
My 8-year-old daughter told me about, like, how the world's transformed into this new debauchery of liberal sin.
Is delivering a conservative's parody of gender politics to the team. So a guy can become a girl with no physical changes at all? Boring asks her. Oh, that's called being gender fluid. A tiny blonde child actor answers, smiling. So I can be a woman on the court and a man in the bedroom? Nice, a dumb jock player cheers. The rest of the trailer is largely shots of men body slamming women in slow motion to illustrate, of course, just how much stronger and more powerful they are. I feel like this...
Because, like, the idea that these men could compete with other men in the professional sports that they're portraying would not get curb stomped and, like, fucking bitch made is kind of silly. Like, I mean, the idea that just, like, the inherent virtue of being a man makes you good at sports is fucking hilarious.
Have been written by a 12-year-old, but my favorite part about this is how it's being pitched. This is supposedly a bold...
It's rated... It was, like, written by, like, a fucking 12-year-old who has, like, a jock bro complex, you know, already starting, dude. Like, a lot of them will start when they're in high school, but some of them will get, like, that early stage, you know, jock bro syndrome. And, like, they'll start getting that shit at, like, you know, even as early as, like, 5th grade. I mean, it's an unfortunate disease, but, like, you know, jock bro syndrome, I mean... Like, that shit can hit early, dude. Usually hits around high school, but, dude, that shit might hit early.
Edgy comedy that's never been attempted.
Don't I feel like drinking? I might pour out my vodka and claim I drank it. Well, why pour it out? Just save it for another time. Just save it for a time that you feel like doing that. Why would you pour it out? Like, that's alcohol abuse. Don't do that. Just save it.
Or because Hollywood is too afraid. So Jeremy Boring tweeted this out. Hollywood won't make a movie about how laughably absurd it is that we now allow grown men to call themselves women and then dominate women's sports. So we did. Except that's not true at all. Parker... Malloy provided multiple examples of other movies that have attempted this, and this movie in particular is basically a transphobic ripoff of Joanna Man, which is about a professional basketball player who dresses up as a woman and joins the women's team after he gets dropped from the men's team. And it was not good at the time because once the absurdity of man pretends to be woman wears off, you kind of get bored, so you need different jokes.
Yeah, and also, like, those are not the only movies that have played on that fucking idea, too. I mean, there's, like, honestly, arguably, probably maybe a somewhat, at least a neutral portrayal, you know, of, like, you know, that whole idea with Miss Doubtfire. But there was also, like that White Chicks movie or whatever the fuck. There was that one movie where, like, Rob Schneider, you know, was like a woman or some shit. I don't even know. I forgot what that one was called. Like, and there's Ace Ventura. Like, there's a lot of these, you know, fucking movies that kind of, like, you know, made fun of this idea, especially in the early 2000s. Like, because it was just kind of like, whatever.
To keep it entertaining, and the writing of that movie.
Actually, I mean, funny enough, though, there is a 2006 movie. I'm pretty sure it's from 2006. It might be either like 2004 or 2006. But there's a movie called Transamerica that is actually a transpositive movie from the early mid 2000s era. Well, I guess more like maybe like mid to late 2000s era. And that movie is actually pretty good. It's, you know, like, it's an R-rated film, and, you know, you see dicks and shit like that, but, you know, whatever. I mean, it's meant to be like at least like kind of more of a more like kind of stark reality, kind of realistic portrayal of, like, you know, struggle being trans and shit at the time. And, well, and probably, I think it was like portrayed in like the 90s or 80s or some shit like that. But either way, it's meant to portray the struggle of someone being trans. Like, so, you know, like, it's one of those things where, you know, like, there are rare exceptional cases where there are movies that are actually pro-trans and shit that, you know, at least came from that era, but they're really few and far in between.
Been good. So the Daily Wire is basically making an entire film.
I gotta drink it before we leave because it's illegal to have an open container across state lines. Well, just, you know, sip on it or something. I don't know. Like, don't have anything tonight or whatever, but, you know, just like, you know, whenever you feel good or feel like, hey, you know, maybe I want a little OJ vodka or something like that. I don't know. Just, you know, just like slowly but surely, just like sip it away or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you know, hell, I mean, leave it for the next person that moves in or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Using the absurdity of, oh my god, a man competing in a woman's team, and then I
hate drinking, I'd rather smoke. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm more of a social drinker. Like, obviously, I'll do it for, like, you know, like, on streams and stuff like that. But, I mean, you know, like, when I actually, like, drink, I mean, that's, like, at the bar. Like, I mean, that's when I really do it. And, you know, like, because, you know, for me, it's more of a social occasion type of thing. You know, like, because, obviously, there's the whole, like, idea of, like, the social lubricant, blah, blah, this and that, yada, yada. And, you know, there's some, you know, understandable thing for it. That's why, honestly, like, at this point, you know, I keep it moderated. And it's like, you know, I'll have, like, a couple tall boys and stuff for streams, you know, when I'm off work and shit. But, you know, just, you know, keep it limited. Because, you know, I know my fucking limits. I've had too many times in the past where I've gone a little too overboard. So it's like, I always try to keep that shit at a minimal. You know, because, like, at a certain point, you know, you gotta know your limit. You know, but, you know, like, but even then, you can still be a little laissez-faire every now and then, but you have to just make sure that you kind of keep yourself in check a little bit while you do that. You can't just, like, do it and say, just fuck it, YOLO. Because I've done that too many times, and it's sucked. It's, for, you know, it's just where it's not good. Once you open a bottle, it's considered open container, no matter what, if you put a lid back on. That is, dude, Alabama's a shithole, dude. Once you get out of Al-Qaeda-stan, you know, in the province of Alabama, like, I mean, dude, I mean, you know, you'll be smooth sailing, dude. Just saying. Glue back on, therefore they can't prove nothing. Okay, there you go. It's almost 3 in the morning, way too early to start drinking. Depends on how you... It depends on your perspective about that. I mean, a year ago, I'd probably be like, oh, well, that's just like the perfect time. I just hate how Oregon's like 30 minutes, in between 2:30. But now I'm just like, yeah, that's actually good. Because, sometimes I'll be like, why not one more? And I'm like, if I did, that would not be good. Because, again, I realize, there's a fucking cutoff point, and I ain't pushing it there. So I honestly just keep it to 2, when it comes to, Tall Boys, for example, I just keep it at 2. Whether it's, the Trulies or the Twisted. It's because at that point, it's a nice little, consistent little buzz, for a stream or some shit. And whatever. For me, it's nice. Besides, honestly, it's not like every nightly occurrence, like I said, because sometimes, I'll, wait until I go for the karaoke bar stuff and do different stuff there, and, on my days off, I don't do it every night, because,
jokes to carry them throughout the film, but it's going to get tiring even for your...
I'm great if start drinking if I weren't drunk as balls. You having trouble typing there, buddy? I bet we could tip Rip City Baseworks over and he wouldn't stop us. I would never do that to him. I might want to, hug him and be like, hey, bro, but that might actually, unironically, cause him to tip over. I've only seen Rip City, hella drunk, once or twice. The times where he's actually, hella drunk, he's on my streams. I never really see him where he's, mega Odeka lit. I want to see him where it's, Odeka lit like he is right now. It's God damn it. We need to have a time together where we just get hella drunk as balls. You already laying down? He's already laying down! We go rip tipping, damn.
Avid supporters if you don't switch it up. And no, I don't have the confidence that they're going to be able to competently write to make it actually funny or even enjoyable for the people who are transphobic and will enthusiastically watch this. But they're pretending like they're breaking new ground when this was already done in the fucking 2000s or the 90s. And a lot of people pointed this out, and they mocked this film relentlessly as a result because it lacks creativity and it's just fucking stupid. For example, Cody Johnston.
Because conservatives have nothing better when it comes to comedy.
All the best comedies stem from political commentators being absolutely furious. Exactly. It's going to be great. Mia Moore says, this movie is so cooked because even the broiest man dresses as a woman in hijinks ensue movies ended with the men learning a lesson about how much harder it is being a woman and dealing with misogyny. And this movie can't do that because conservatives are incapable of empathy.
And honestly, arguably, this movie is more misogynistic than transphobic because, it's basically saying, fuck women, they can't do sports. We can because we're men. It's doing that more so than, fuck the trans people, or some shit. It doesn't even make fucking sense. The whole premise that they're trying to push doesn't make fucking sense with, the outcome of what the film looks like, at least with the trailer that they pushed. And also, the team that they're fighting against are a bunch of black dudes. So it still doesn't make sense even in that fucking logic. It's just an incoherent mess, but that's what makes this movie look so fire as fuck. Because, goddamn, dude, it's one of those movies where it's so bad, it honestly might just be good, and not for the reasons why they think it is. It's because, their attempt to try to be transphobic or whatever fuck just falls really on his fucking face. They end up being more sexist and racist than anything. And, fucking just do incoherent bullshit, to try to justify it all, in some weird lady ballers. I don't even know, dude. They're incoherent with it. They don't really they're trying to hit all the bars that they have, which is 3. They only have 3, being, LGBT phobic just broadly, especially transphobic, at least more so than anything, or racist or just sexist. I mean, it's those are the only 3 bars they got, basically. It's being, queerphobic, racist, or sexist. There you go. It's wow. Such humor. Much laughs. So funny. Wows.
Crisis says this is Joanna Man Erasure. Proof you can give conservatives $10 million.
Joanna Man
and
Erasure.
It's still impossible for them to write a joke. It's going to be good because they cast their CEO as the main character. They made an entire movie on their one joke. Damn, they got everybody who wants.
It's not just one joke. It's basically just 3.
to inspect your teen's genitals in the same
which is all morphed into one joke that falls in his fucking face.
movie. Now, look, to be fair, some people were enthusiastic about the film. Roseanne Barr, for example, asks when and where she can see it, although if she watched the full trailer, they would tell you it's on the Daily Wire Plus, but apparently she didn't watch till the end, which tells me that, yeah, she definitely wants to see it. And Tim Pool says, LOL OMG, so it got the coveted Tim Pool endorsement. So to be fair,
the rare sane liberal Tim Pool. Oh yes. He got the endorsement of that guy.
Mocking it, but then again, there were a lot of conservative sycophants who happen to hate trans people who seemed pretty enthusiastic about seeing conservatives say the one joke that they have again and again and again. But in reality, the goal of this movie is not to make...
How much I want to bet there's an unironic attack helicopter joke somewhere thrown in here?
laugh. That might be their secondary goal, but it's not why this movie was created. The Daily Wire does not have billionaire funders so that way they can entertain people and make them laugh. The goal is to disseminate propaganda. The movie was created by and for transphobes, specifically to sell people this caricature of trans people in order to generate transphobic beliefs. That's the goal, not comedy. Hence the shit writing. Now, the extent to which they're going to be able to sell audiences on this film is debatable, considering the fact that this is only going to be given to their pre-existing audience. As far as I know, it's just going to be a Daily Wire Plus exclusive, so they might just be preaching to the choir here, but ideally they want you to watch this film and see trans people through their transphobic lens, and fear-mongering about trans athletes is an effective way to persuade normies that...
But if you spend money watching this, you should not be trusted with any kind of financial autonomy. Well... The only way you'll find me watching this if I pirate it or find a way to watch it for free. Like, look, I want to watch this, but I ain't paying for it. I'm just going to put, I probably should have mentioned that when I first, was talking about it. I know I mentioned it from last night because, I was watching, Hassan react to it a little bit. Because he kind of, was able to get away with watching the full trailer, so we were able to kind of sneak it in that way. But, yeah, I ain't gonna pay for it. I want someone to fucking, give me that goddamn link, bro. I want the link to that shit. I want it, torrented, pirated. I don't give a fuck. I ain't paying for it. I don't give a fuck. And we'll find a way to watch it. Damn it.
People do pose a danger in at least a minimal sense. If conservatives can't get normies to believe that trans people are bathroom predators trying to trans the kids, maybe they can convince them that trans individuals at least pose a danger to female athletes. And what...
Which, at least the trailer... I'm sure Mike's gonna mention it. The trailer doesn't show them in the, whole champion basketball game that they're playing, whatever the fuck. It does not show them playing against trans people. It shows them playing against just black dudes. So they're trying to portray themselves as trans women against black men in basketball. Again, it's more sexist / racist more so than transphobic, honestly. It's so weird.
Accept that premise. Once you accept any small transphobic premise, maybe you'll be open to other transphobic ideas. And that's the goal. They try to hook you based on an outrageous lie. But it is a lie. They are lying to you. This is a propaganda film. And
all you have to do is repackage a few talking points and you make a lot of money. But we don't just because we have... Oh, I know what you're about to say. Empathy. We can't stoop that low. Yep. And also, we have principles. And yes... honestly, it would be too fucking easy. I bet I can have, Dude, honestly, I bet I could probably secretly get away with it while still doing what I'm doing now. Now it's at jeopardy, now that I just mentioned it, but I don't even give a fuck, because I probably won't do it anyway. I could just do this, nice principal cowboy southern voice and just do kind of a side channel where I'm out in the middle of the goddamn bumblefuck forest, have my, goddamn firearms, I tell you what, and then just talk about how the Second Amendment, is, nothing but, God's gift upon America, and say that we need to abolish the NFA or whatever the fuck it is, when it comes to that fucking National Firearms Act. Got to abolish the ATF. Fuck those goddamn communists, I tell you what. Like, that's all I have to do, dude. Like, honestly, I already have the tools to do it. Like, it wouldn't be that hard. I just don't have to, all I have to do is just make sure I don't show my face. I just gotta do the nice little Southern cowboy type of accent, and that's all I gotta do, brother. Like, that would be it, bro. Like, it wouldn't be that hard. I could probably do that secretly, like, on the side, on some random fucking obscure, like, sock account channel, and still do this, acting this. I just couldn't do that Southern voice anymore. I think it's so goddamn natural to me that, it might just come out occasionally like this, and, if some motherfuckers caught wind, then they'll be like, wait a minute. So, I mean, like, honestly, eventually I probably would get caught with it, but, fuck them. It'll show how gullible they are. Alcohol, tobacco, firearms, explosives, and lasers. It's the fake Southern voice I've ever heard. Fucking mean, brother. Have you heard a goddamn Texan? Because this is how the Southern Texaners talk. Been around in Texas enough. This is how they fucking talk. Okay? Don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I was being a little hyperbolic when I was kind of going a little deep with it, but like, if you want like the natural draw, this is like the fucking like natural draw right here. Like, my natural draw is about right here. Like, if you actually want to kind of be on the real wheel. Like, I mean, I think it's kind of goddamn obvious. I mean, look, I'm just saying, like, you two boys, I know you Rose and Venom are both Southern boys. Like, can't tell me that, you've heard some yokel motherfucker at least sound very similar to what I'm talking like, you know what I'm saying? You have at least heard some yokel son of a bitch at least sound at least a little similar to me. Because telling you, just like, naturally, my Southern drawl will be like this. I mean, it's a little mixed, for sure, but, because, again, I was born and raised here. But my mom's Texan through and through, and she's still got a little bit of Southern accent. Not really much anymore. Because I absorbed it. I harnessed that shit. Took that life essence of the South out of her. Ooh-wee. Plus, I can do that shit pretty good. Okay, never mind. That was for, okay, abort mission. Instead of aborting life, I'm going to abort that. So never mind. I'm just going to not even try that again. I'm like, yeah, see, I can do that pretty good. Squeals literally like a pig getting gutted alive. Okay, that was terrible. I will admit to that. That was just awful. I will never do that again. Okay, I won't boast about that type of shit again, at least for a while. Like, holy fuck, I'm gonna let that just, like, absorb into the ether for quite some time and have that shockwave just permeate. It's like, fuck. Oh, man. Okay, well, yeah, anyway, moving on.
The danger isn't trans athletes. The danger is the transphobia itself. And fear-mongering over trans athletes has led to harassment even against cis athletes who bigots perceive to be trans. Now, on June 14th of this year, I did a video.
Left us. Well, he's drunk as shit and was laying down, which I hope not in the middle of fucking, like, Maui or something. Like, I just hope he's not laying down next to a volcano or something. Like, I mean, I don't know what his status is. He's in fucking Maui or some shit. Like, he was just in the town that burnt down a while back because of, like, the Chinese space lasers, apparently. Satire, YouTube, I was not being serious. All jokes. I had to really yell that out because I don't know if YouTube would think I was serious or not. I don't know about YouTube these days when it comes to that shit. Can't take a joke. But, anyway, but yeah, like, whatever. But, like, I mean, yeah, he was over there and shit. He actually, had a couple pictures from what I understand, which I kind of want to see where I want to see where his ass was at. Yeah, here we go. Got any bigger space lasers? Oh shit, Rip's still here. I woke him up from laying down in the middle of Maui. in the jungles, just absorbing the ethers. Oh shit, yo, look at that. Look at that shit. Look at this fucking fountain, dude. Is that Marcus? Yo, there's equals, dude. There's your boy. Our boy Marcus over there. Just like caught in the background. Was that intentional? Did you like mean to get him kind of secretly off in the corner? Or did you not notice him there? We're just gonna wake up surrounded by people in tiki masks and they're gonna perform the hangover dance. And then probably, have a little hoo-wow. And, instead of, some wild boar, they're gonna cook him instead. Marcus trolled my pic. Dude, I never noticed it the first time. When I saw that picture the first time, I was like, nice. But now that I saw it right then and there, I was like, oh shit, there's our boy Marcus. There's our G. That's why I haven't seen him for a while. Because he's with you. Man. You haven't, dude, one of these days, we gotta go to Hawaii together. Dude, like, that was supposed to technically be my senior year gift, for graduation, but that ended up being Iceland, so it's like, man, one of these goddamn days, we gotta do that shit.
About a 9-year-old girl from Kelowna who was accosted at a track meet by an adult because she was suspected of being trans due to her pixie haircut. Now, in that same video, we talked about trans athletes more generally
I kind of remember that story.
I demonstrated how this is one of the most sensationalized issues ever, and I want to revisit that because it's relevant again, and I'm not just going to say the same thing again. I already did the video, so I'm going to post a clip of that, a long clip, but an important clip nonetheless, in this video so you can see specifically what conservatives are doing when it comes to this issue, because when you dive into the details and you look at the numbers and the facts, it doesn't actually lend credence to the claims that they're making against trans people. Now, there's this caricature about trans people that the right has created, specifically when it comes to trans people in sports, which probably explains the hypersensitivity of the jackass in this particular story. But I mean, there's this...
It was a pound of Blue Dream and he smoked that the entirety in one night? How's that even possible?
Caricature where,
unless you're Snoop Dogg, how is that possible?
That there's this insecure man who can't athletically compete with the other men, so he chooses to identify as a woman specifically so he can dominate them in some sport. And this transphobic trope has been reinforced in pop culture on shows like South Park, but in actuality, this isn't a thing that is happening. Yet, the hysteria has led to trans and cis people getting... I
mean, honestly, I've never, like... I'm pretty sure we might have reacted to this, like, back when he initially posted it. But, like, I don't think there's ever been a situation where, like, someone who's trans is, like, like, basically, like, clobber stomped the fuck out of, like, somebody. I mean, there's been, like, maybe, like, little moments where it's, like, you got some conservative piece of shit... or like some transphobic fuckwad, pushing a trans person's buttons. Because, like, I'll scroll for YouTube Shorts from time to time, and honestly spend way too much time doing that, frankly, because of some of the random bullshit that'll pop up. And actually, one of them is what I'm about to say, because, like, there'll be, like, this, like, different, right-wing stupid bullshit, like Manosphere-esque, conservative, like, little random bullshit channels that will, like, post a clip, like, probably back from, like, I don't even know, like, probably the 2000s era. And it's like this trans black woman who's like, it's like, I'm gonna look as beautiful as a woman, then I'm gonna beat you like a man or some shit like that, because, like, some dude was pushing her buttons, basically, and trying to get under her fucking skin, and, like, be like, well, you're actually a fucking man, blah, 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 and just, like, pressure that type of shit, and it's supposed to be, like, some own on the trans person. It's like, no, it ain't. It's like, I mean, push somebody's buttons enough, and they're gonna probably start threatening to beat your ass. So at least, like, for a decent amount of people. Like, I mean, hell, if given enough, I'll do the same thing. So it's like, I mean, it's like, what the fuck? I mean, that's supposed to be like some dog on the trans person and shit. There's also the infamous, clip of Ben Shapiro with that trans woman and shit, where it's like, it's like, if you keep that up, I'm gonna put you in an ambulance, or whatever the fuck she said. It's just like, you know, just like as some sort of own on, you know, her too. It's just like, I mean, they do that type of shit, you know, like constantly, and it's so fucking dumb. It's like, oh yeah, push someone's buttons enough and they threaten to beat your ass. It's like, oh yeah, it's like, thus you win. It's like, no, it just shows how much of a piece of shit you are.
Harassed and trans students being excluded from school sports. Now, if this problem was so widespread, with trans people just dominating female sports, then you would think that there'd be a plethora of examples of trans middle and high schoolers just crushing the competition, right? But in 2021, when the Associated Press reached out to 24 conservative politicians who sponsored legislation banning trans girls from school sports in 20 different states, guess what they found? Quote, in almost every case, sponsors cannot cite a single instance in their own state or region where such participation has caused problems. And get this.
And I'm pretty sure it's still like that now. Like, I'm pretty sure that has not changed an iota.
GOP lawmakers in states like South Carolina and Tennessee even admitted that there might not even be a single transgender athlete in their entire state, but they justified this legislation by calling it proactive.
Which is so stupid, because it's also like, what was it, like Kansas or like Kentucky? It was one of those other states, like, where there was literally one trans high school, like I think tennis player or some shit, or, you know, or something like that, and like they basically literally pushed legislation to prohibit trans people from playing sports just because of that one kid. It's like, I mean, I can't even imagine, like, you know, as that kid being like, oh, my entire state hates me so much they're passing legislation against literally just me. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, like, if that ain't discrimination, then what is it? You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck?
Because they care about women's sports and little girl sports. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, now, you would think that they'd have plenty of examples given how much time they spend focusing on this issue, but they couldn't cite a single example. These are the people writing the legislation. Isn't that interesting? Now, there's a reason why they can't cite a single example, and as Newsweek explains, privacy laws make it...
You're just a man. And if you don't shut the fuck up, I'll whip my dick out, and which I sure put yours to shame and smack you in the face with it, and, you know, shove my balls in your fucking mouth, and you'll say, Lord bless me.
To identify...
Bless me, for these balls are bigger than mine.
Exact number of transgender athletes competing in public school sports, but researcher and medical physicist Joanna Harper estimates that the number can't exceed 100 nationwide. Now, to be clear, that's at the college level. It's just an estimate, but the number is very small. But what about K through 12? Well, Harvard Law's Alejandra Carballo, who's been tracking anti-trans legislation now for years, estimates that there is only 50 trans athletes in schools nationwide. Furthermore, Newsweek continues, Jillian Brandstetter, a
Which also, I guess, like, a little, like, asterisk to it, which, I mean, it's, I think, kind of a duh. Like, I mean, like, that doesn't necessarily mean that in these schools, like, trans people aren't there, so to speak. It's just that because, like, you know, most trans people aren't really necessarily into sports, or at least necessarily, like, into it in the sense that they're gonna go, like, partake in, like, you know, a sports team or some shit. Like, a lot of them, you know, like, at least, you know, from my experience, you know, from the ones that, you know, from the trans people I've met and talked to and shit like that, like, a lot of them are either, I guess, like, your stereotypical, like, average Joe, they just literally happen to be trans, or they are more of, like, an artsy creative type, where they're not really into sports that much, outside of maybe, like, some, you know, bare minimal elements of, like, maybe, like, I don't know, like swimming or some shit, or like something boring like golf or whatever, you know, but like, you know, it's something besides that. Like, I mean, they tend to be, you know, like, more on the artsy creative side. I mean, so, like, you know, a lot of these, you know, like, you know, trans kids that exist and shit, you know, obviously probably aren't gonna, you know, be in, you know, into the sports as much, but at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, because I've heard this weird, stupid argument before. It's like, well, you know, why don't we just set up a trials league? It's like, well, I don't know. There's literally not enough of them for that to be a thing. So it's like, I mean, you know, and, you know, so maybe this whole issue really broadly is more like rooted in the idea of like how we look at sports maybe should be looked at differently. It's like maybe it should be based more on like skill sets, and maybe like this whole very hyper gendered, you know, like, you know, separation of sports, you know, probably it's just kind of fucking silly. Because, you know what, yeah, maybe there'll be certain, like, you know, skill tier sex where, yeah, it's going to be more predominantly, you know, men or predominantly women or whatever the fuck, like, depending on what the sport is. But you know what, hey, at that point, it's all a skill issue at that rate. Like, I mean, I don't really, like, I think at this point it's just kind of fucking silly. Because, I mean, you know, outside of trans people, there's people who are, like, non-binary, intersex, and people like that, and there's going to probably be a couple of them that are into, you know, sports and shit as well. And where the fuck do those people fit in? You know, they're not even necessarily equated into this conversation. So it's just like, I mean, maybe we're just looking at sports, you know, like, at least when it comes to this whole, like, physiological shit, you know, when it comes to this conversation, maybe we're just looking at it in the wrong way. Give some thought. Okay, so you know how I want November to not be Trine Day? Lay it on me, what is it? What you got? What you got? What are you doing, little Zooks? I can't even see him. He's like so far over there in that little goddamn corner. Little goof.
For the American Civil Liberties Union said the number of transgender athletes isn't comprehensive, but she's also certain it's a very small portion of the nation's population. Brandstetter told Newsweek that Save Women's Sports, an organization advocating for banning transgender athletes from competing in girls' sports, identified only...
Whoa, holy shit, whoa. How did I get that to be a thing? How did I get the playback speed to be just, like, so fucking sped up like that? Okay, I guess okay. Well, I don't even know how that happened. Okay, so I figured February needs to be a holiday. I don't know how, I'm still kind of perplexed at how I did that. So I figured, February needs to be a holiday that doesn't suck. And after several decades of meditating on the Tibetan mountains under an hour, I finally got it. Retail Retaliation Day. Retail Retaliation Day. It's a day in February where you get to take out all your pent-out anger on one shitty customer. Fuck yes. I honestly was about to say, explain what you mean by that, but now that you just put it that way, I'm just like, yeah, you sold me. I mean, I'm already down with that. I mean, you know, I'm cool with that. Honestly, I can't even dog on that. I will admit, though, I feel like the shitty customers are going to start, you know, catching wind of that, and they're just going to avoid going into retail stores that day and just save it for, like, the day before or the day after. So I kind of feel like, you know, they might catch wind at a certain point, you know, but I guess that doesn't necessarily stop them all. Because if you got one shitty customer that you have to deal with at, like, you know, for my example, like a deli department, I hear one of my employees, you know, going off. I mean, I'm going to join in on that shit. I'm going to be like, hey, it's like, why the fuck are you being disrespectful and shit and this and that? It's like, you really think, you know, it's like, you know, you treating him like this is above. I'm going to, you know, join in on that shit. I don't give a fuck what the context is. Like, you know, I'm standing up for my, you know, employees and shit. So, like, I mean... I don't know, so I guess it won't stop them all, but, I mean, I feel like, you know, it'll start becoming more of a rarity. Variable date? Oh, you're right. So if you have it on, like, specifically, like, you know, the second Tuesday of every February, that means that could be, like, any day of that. Ooh. Well, dude, it's gonna be hard. You have to, like, set it within, like, you know, a week time frame or some shit, or at least, you know, within that month. But have it, like, I don't know. Like, how would you? Okay, we can randomize it. Yeah, well, yeah. There has to be some way. When there's a will, there's a fucking way, my brother.
transgender athletes competing on girls' teams in school sports for grades K through 12. Now, I want to stress that the organization, the main organization dedicated to advocating that trans girls should be banned from playing school sports, can name just 5 trans athletes competing on girls' teams. It's a big country, and all they could find, just 5 examples. In other words, there are more Americans who were literally bitten by a shark than there are trans athletes at the K through 12 level. In fact, the total number of trans athletes barely surpasses the average number of people struck by lightning every single year, which is 28, by the way.
So, so the amount of trans people in sports, you know, like on the like high school level, barely surpasses the amount of people on average that die from lightning strikes. Bruh.
Sadly, you are statistically far more likely to die from gun violence in this country than you are to even encounter a trans athlete. But despite this reality, conservative propagandists have successfully elevated the salience of this issue to the point where we've seen a sharp increase in the number of Americans who don't want trans athletes to play with cis athletes. Even Democrats saw a 7-point jump, according to this Gallup poll.
And even I know a lot of people who are ostensibly on the left that, you know, believe shit like this. Like, I remember talking to some people that are like, look, I'm all for trans rights and, you know, and that and blah, blah, blah. But, like, when it comes to sports and stuff, I mean, look, I mean, there is still, like, a physiological thing there, right? So it's like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I mean, I've heard shit like that. Like, I mean, so it's like even, you know, amongst people on the left, like, there's kind of like this hang up on this whole, like, trans people in sports shit. I mean, that's why I think it's just fucking silly. I think, like I said, I think it all just comes down to the fact that we're just looking at sports and, like, honestly, in a way, like, physiology, like, when it comes to, like, you know, the physical body and stuff, I think we're just, like, looking at it in the wrong way. That doesn't mean that there's, like, you know, that everything that we know about our bodies, you know, when it comes to being biologically male, female, and anything else in between, it's like, it's not like we don't know, like nothing and all of its bullshit, but it's like, I mean, our approach to what we do know about it is, it's just like kind of like off the beaten path a little bit, that, and we kind of need to get back a little bit of a better pathway, because it's not exactly, it's like, it just doesn't really lead to, you know, positive outcomes, because it really misunderstood, you know, when it comes to like the complexity of, like, you know, the, like, human body, or, like, you know, or what's capable of, you know, how complexity it can be. It's like I said, there's, like, people who are intersex, there's people who are, like, obviously, you know, people being trans, non-binary, etc., where, you know, aspects about the physical body aren't necessarily how they feel or identify with, so when they change it, that kind of changes the broader complexity of the human body and how it is. And hey, wow, shocker, that's fine. I mean, it's like, just because you don't, you know or understand every tiny little fucking thing doesn't mean it's there. I mean, it's like, you know, because I don't get every tiny little bit of this type of shit, but so what? I mean, that's fine. You know, I mean, I just also respect the fact that people feel that way. I mean, even though I don't understand the total nuances of why that is the case, like, because whatever, like, why do you think we have specialists and scientists and sociologists and psychologists and, you know, people like that, you know, that focus on shit like that instead of a stoner bro like me?
2021, when again the number of trans athletes is statistically insignificant. But despite the statistical unlikelihood that your child is going to compete with a trans child, well, everybody has been worked into a frenzy to where now these adults are transvestigating children, accusing them of being trans and thus having some sort of an unfair biological advantage simply because of the hair.
Honestly, I kind of like the more like funnier, like fringe element of like transphobes or like transvestigators. I honestly find them the most amusing, you know, of the like weird transphobic bigots, because like they will like hyper fixate, and most of them are usually just like looking at like celebrities and politicians and shit. Like, I mean, the more like egregious ones will like go as far to be like, oh, is this like, you know, girl, wink, wink, you know, actually being a boy with this little weird haircut of hers or whatever the foot, and even though it's like actually like a regular girl. Like, you know, it's like, I mean, you know, they're the more egregious ones, but most of them are just like, you know, we'll go after like, oh, is Lindsay Lohan actually a man? Is Michelle Obama a dude? Is Barack Obama actually secretly a woman? Or some shit. Like, they're doing shit like that.
Style that they have.
And honestly, it's kind of amusing. I honestly find those type of people, you know, even though they're still bigoted piece of shit, at least they're a little funny. Just a little bit.
With Kelowna. But I don't want to make it seem as if trans athletes are some mythical creatures, because they do exist. And
they're just as rare as unicorns.
Their stories are also very important. So let's talk about one trans athlete in the state of Kentucky. Her name is Fisher Wells. She was a 7th grader.
Oh, this is the one I was talking about from earlier, like where Kentucky literally legislated a bill strictly basically against her. It's like, I mean, it's like, what the fuck? I mean, seriously?
Helped form her school's all-female hockey team. Nobody really...
Barack Obama is the woman by the longest dick. True.
Playing, but she got her friends together. They created a league for themselves. And when she learned that her state lawmakers were proposing a ban on trans athletes in school sports that would affect her, well, she decided to speak up. And I don't want to share her story. I'm going to let her share her own story because this is important.
I'm Fisher Wells, and I would like to tell...
I don't like seeing those videos, but I would like to see how they come to certain conclusions. Like, they do come across a picture of a celebrity and... Oop. And then pull out measuring tape to measure their jawline. It's like, oh shit, it's off by 2.26 centimeters. It's like, see, this person's actually a man. Chuck could personally vouch for the dick because it's tremendous. True. It was there with the people tape.
My experience on the Westport girls field hockey team. Before, well, after COVID and we were just getting back in, the girls field hockey team barely existed. It was just a thing that Westport had that nobody joined because everybody wanted to play like volleyball or something. But then 3 people signed up. One of them was me. And I tried my very hardest to get the minimum amount of people for the team, and we got that. And on our first game, I got news that I couldn't play, and so I didn't play. I sat at home watching television. And then I got so many texts from my friends supporting me, and then, yeah, I got these wonderful pictures. We tied on that game, barely, by the way, which was fun. But later it was resolved, and then I started to find out how disgusting the reason I couldn't play was. I really don't want this bill to pass because that means I can't play, and it will be extremely detrimental to my mental health as well, because I know that sports is a great way for me to cope with things, like...
I mean, I will admit, she's, like, kind of, you know, taking up with, like, you know, her chin up, you know, so honestly. I mean, considering that, obviously, you know, the fact that she couldn't play and she was just kind of watching television, so to speak, like, you can kind of tell that wasn't really necessarily just the only thing she was doing. You know, she obviously, you know, was torn up about it, you know what I mean? I mean, any kid would, you know? So it's just, like, it's one of those things where it's, like, you know, she, you know, just... Yeah, like, you know, she's kind of stoically, you know, it's kind of taking it in stride in a way.
For me to cope with things. And it's why
very strong-willed.
I recovered so very quickly from not being able to play because later, like a few days later, I found out.
I mean, I know this is like kind of like a year old now, or give or take, or something like that. But like, you know, hope they're doing better. You know, like hope you know, they still got their chin up high, and you know, they're kicking ass and chewing bubblegum, and you know, fucking shit up.
Play, and I was able to play and have fun, and like my coach was crying, like she was like, oh my god, Fisher. It's disgusting that this bill is even suggested. It's terrible, and I've worked really hard and practiced so many hours. I hope you don't vote on this bill, and I hope I can play in 8th grade. Thank you.
So I referenced the Associated...
Here, I'll check this out real quick. Why not at least, let the kid make sure they had their say. Wait, what's this? Bunch of greatness, also feeling good about yourself. Kids in the 1970s. Don't worry, Dad. Let's just fight at school. Don't tell Mom. Kids 2020s. Let me comment on Facebook. Broke my vagina. I'm going to tell Daddy and Daddy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, this was me in like fucking goddamn like the late 2000s and like early 2010s, okay? Like, give me a break. And also, like, okay, whatever. Oh my god. Okay. Phone there's some way to estimate distance. Stars must be light years away. Cells must be light years away. How retarded was the person that made this? We made a device specifically to look at things very far away. Look, things that are very far away. Cool, I made a device specifically to look at things that are very tiny. Oh look, things are very tiny. Neat. Isn't science fun? And here we have cake. I swear to God, if Twitter... oh, okay, never mind. Yeah. Oh my god, look at that. That looks so good. Orgasmically good, I do that say.
Report about how Republican lawmakers couldn't cite any examples of trans athletes causing disruptions at their schools. But in theory, it's much harder to pass a really cruel policy like these trans athlete bans when you see the face of the person who you're going to be affecting, right? And because Fisher is the only known trans athlete in her state, this law would literally just affect her. So she showed up to tell her story and say, please, let me play with my friends. But even though this little girl took the time to explain...
It's one thing when you have to plead to that to your parents, which if you have to do that, your parents suck. But, like, I mean, it's another thing when you have to plead that to the state. To literally the state that might legislate shit against you. And where's 2023 Mike? Yeah, we know about that. Yeah, I saw that clip too. Yeah. Wait, does he just play the rest of the clip? Right here. Just his whole video. Oh, wait. Here we go.
That's why they make movies about it. The goal is to manufacture transphobic beliefs so they can then create a solution to a problem that doesn't actually exist. And they do enjoy cruelty for cruelty's sake, but the primary reason why they do this type of propaganda is to gin up a sort of wedge issue, create culture war hysteria over this issue to drive Republican voters to polls. But unfortunately for them, the recent special elections taught...
And honestly, I see this even in my own personal life sometimes. Like, the most recent time was, like, at the bar where I was talking to a dude. It was actually pretty cool, but it wasn't over this issue. It was just kind of over, like, broadly, like, left/socialism / like, capitalism back and forth shit. And, like, I've talked about it the other night, but, like, I mean, like, it's one of these things where, like, this type of shit is meant to galvanize people that, either are like people that just don't know better, or were like just kind of like conditioned in the paradigm that they were raised in. Like there's a multitude of different reasons, to be fucking frank, but like they galvanize a lot of these people that might to some extent be apolitical, or like maybe softly like like independent or libertarian or Republican or some shit. It's just one of those things where like it's one of those wedge issues that, when it comes to these people that are at least a little bit more like socially conservative leaning at the very minimal, is something that they can easily like, drum up. It's like, oh, well, see, this is a real problem. And make him think, oh, yeah, that is actually a problem. Even though it really isn't. It's just a fucking red herring, to distract from the real root of what the actual fuck is, the problem actually is. Which is them getting fucking swindled. This one took an unexpected turn. What's this mean? It's too beautiful not to share. Prayer for Grandpa. It's just too beautiful not to share. Dear God, please send clothes for all the poor ladies and Grandpa's computer. Amen. Oh my God. Really? I mean, okay, I will admit this one is a little... Okay, I will admit this is kind of a little funny, but, like... I mean... like, no little kid should be, like, diddle-daddling on a computer to an unfortunate... Like, I mean, that's honestly more on the parents, you know, being like, oh, yeah, you could hang out at Grandpa's and, you know, whatever, and not realize that maybe he's a weird, creepy fuck. Or, you know, I don't know, like... It's like, I don't know. I mean, I could... Grandpa's an old pornographer. He's a pornologist, dude. Oh my God. Whatever. The first comment is literally, I laughed really hard. I mean, I will admit, I kind of had a little bit of a laugh. I mean, I guess that's more of like neutral boomer humor to me. It's not really like that terrible. It's a little cringy, I guess, but it's like kind of like silly cringe. It's like kind of neutral silly cringe, I guess. It's just kind of in that like weird amorphous in that gray zone, you know, so it's not like the worst thing I guess I've seen, I suppose. If that really says anything, I guess. I mean, there really are like worse out there. So, I mean, no, really wasn't that terrible. Here. You know, so it says we're on Reddit. What's going on Reddit? Let's see what's happening there. Let's skim it through. Punk memes. They said conservatives can't be punk rock, but some people appreciate the stage presence and neck tattoos. And then he got Greg Gugfeld. Wait, is that photoshopped or did he actually wear that once? No way. Did he actually wear that once? There's no fucking way he actually wore that. It's not surprising that Gugfeld will like himself to a shit cover of pedophilic and so wait, no, he actually wore that? Wait, hold on. There's no... Dude, no, he actually... Wait, is this on... Wait, no, he did not wear that. I know who G.G. Allen is. I'm actually well aware about him. So it's like... No, dude. Is he... Wait, what? That is not fucking real, dude. That cannot be real. No way, bro. No fucking way, dude. That cannot be real. Turkey baster. I can't even finish that. Okay, I can't even finish that one. Damn, Stacey looks for us. Wait, hold on. Wait, which one's this? Park runs well. My husband's Constitution and threat minorities with my needle cock. Okay. Dude, holy shit. Dude, the fucking punk meme subreddit can be pretty fucking banging sometimes. Tom McDonald's type beat. Okay, holy shit. That entire thread is fucking good. Holy fuck. Oh, Lord of mercy. Wow, I can't believe Greg Gutfeld. Out of all people, Greg Gutfeld fucking, like, wow. He's getting, I guess I will admit, he's got some fucking balls to really be wearing shit like that. Thinking he's, like, owning the libs or some shit, or whatever. What a fucking nerd, dude. If only he knew who G.G. Allen actually was. Oh, boy. I'm pretty sure he would have a totally different change of opinion. Hi, oh my god. I can't get over that, dude. Holy shit. Oof. That was just a major good oof, if I've ever seen one. So, Goff, I hear you sounded like a hydraulic press over there. What are you doing? Oh, hold on. I got a way to distract him. Pork bun. Yeah, hey, oh, you stretchy little fuck. You looked at me. You did that like you were offended that I just did that to you. Yeah, how's it feel? Yeah, you do that to me all the time. Yeah, how's it feel, bro? Okay, I hate the fucking goddamn saran wrap that is on these goddamn things. Alright, buddy. Come on. Bloop. I mean, you have to come here for it. Come on. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to hold it out there for him. Wait, what's this? Rural Racism Part 2? This Oregon suburb thing. Wait, it says Part 2. Wait, where's the Part 1? I want the full context. Where's Part 1? It's not in the more immediate vicinity, so, you know, it better be in the, post on this thing here. Let's see. Does a person post a Part 1? Oh my, I hate it when that is not the case. Okay, so this 11-hour ghost posted, so let's shine here on. Okay, if that's the case, then let's just go back to what's around 11. Oh, wait. Okay, if that's the case, then 12. Wait, it says Part 2, but... Oh, wait, the person says yesterday. Oh my god, okay. Where is the Part 1? Okay, there's not that many. Oh, okay, here it is. Alright, we found it, So what's going on here? What's going on here in Oregon? Where there's some racist chucklefucks. Let's see. Took a family to go to Mount Hood yesterday to get a Christmas tree, driving down Falls Creek Road, and came to a junction where several trucks were gathered. Drove through, we noticed some spray painted on the pavement, a penis, a cat head, and the N-word used 3 times. One of the trucks peeled out and roared off on the side of the road. So what, a bunch of hooligans, stupid fucking rural chuckle-fucking rednecks, you know, doing stupid shit. We continued on and found a spot to pull over. Behind us came a truck, a couple of UTVs loaded up with kids. My wife, let's see, one of the UTVs has a Confederate flag waving from it. Oh boy, yeah, yeah, it sounds about right. And they got the whole family together for it too. Everyone dressed like Duck Dynasty. The driver scowls and gives us the peace sign. Scowls and gives the peace sign. Okay, whatever. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're all upstanding folks here. About half a mile down the road, the UTV group stops for some target shooting. I used to shoot out there, so I know the sounds well. Pistols, rifles, just mag dumping like crazy. Sounds like we're in the middle of Afghanistan. Anyway, that's it. Just another day in rural Oregon. Stay classy. Gotta love it. Yep, rural Oregon definitely got some racist chuckle fucking morons that still exist out there. Unfortunately. But there's a Part 2 to it though, so what the fuck is that about? Hey, buddy. You gotta give me a paw. You gotta, come on. Me. Frosty morning. Hey, ooh, you know, let's look at this real quick. What do we got right here? Ooh. Staying frosty. Ooh, look at all the icicles. Dude, look at that. That's so cool. Okay, you can easily get over here. Come on. Well, okay, good job bulldozing everything. You goofy little goob. Fucking goober. Okay, so what's the Part 2 here? Yesterday, posted about it. Experience stores, family getting Christmas stores shit about Bub. We counter race homophobic graffiti spray painted on the road, and one vehicle flare flag waving front. Well, homophobic, I don't know about it, though. I mean, just having, spray painting a dick on the, on the sidewalk is, I don't know about homophobic, whatever. I mean, fucking raunchy, sure. But, this was all an outpouring of stories about the other people's experience racing big train in Oregon. It was quite a lot. Ooh, we should go back, actually. I'm kind of curious. Do you have the bulldoze, for these fucking bags? Like, Jesus. God damn, dog. They're, like, set aside perfectly where there's, like, whatever. One thing that stood out to me is those attacking me from experience over almost not playing minimalized sniffing to Confederate flag. Now we're not talking about sticker on the back of the window truck, just full-size flag on the pole of the back of UTV. Left time it's not white, so the combination of race graffiti and pro-slavery banners for soured would should have been an enjoyable outing. Roller guns, why do you think it's okay versus like Confederate flag is okay? Because they're racist chocolate fucks, and they should probably go to fucking Idaho where they probably belong better, because they're a bunch of racist pieces of shit over there too. So there you go. I grew up only around West, never lived in a whole town, but yeah, pretty much. I want to go back to the other one now, because I want to hear what, or at least see the comments of other people's, like, bullshit. Or was it? What about oh, there it is. There it is. Saw the Oregon here. Had a Walmart kick a guy out, sporting a Nazi tattoos openly. Dude, that happened at my fucking store once. The guy had fucking SS tattoos, and I honestly fucking was, like, tempted to say some shit myself, but before I did, the dude already left. He just, like walked around a little bit and just left without paying for anything or buying anything. Like, he didn't take anything, at least as far as I'm aware. He just walked around, checked some shit, and out, I guess, perusing and left. Like a store manager agreed that, displaying this was a place to store. That also can come back and around long sleeves. But they can't come back wearing long sleeves? Lame. We need to make racists feel very unwelcome. Well, yeah, maybe they should by just, like, banning him permanently. I'm trying to make Southern Oregon and their home. Sworn about these people after running with one of their buddies. Anarchist Federation. Wait, that's an actual, like, website? Wait. Anthony and Laura Allen. So, whoa, fucking fancy. Okay, fancy over here. White power Nazi couple in the BMW. Well, they look like a moral upstanding couple if I've ever seen one. It's a long history post foul racing, blah blah blah. Northwest. I've heard about that group. Dude, that's a group that's been around since the fucking 70s in Northwest Territorial Imperative. No, of course these motherfuckers will be into some shit like that. Because that's like a white supremacist, like, Nazi separatist movement that's, like, their broader big goal is to have, like, Oregon, Washington, Idaho, and Montana basically all, like, separate into, like, a Nazi ethno-state, basically. Like, that's their whole idea. So, go figure they would be into that. And it even says there, which is a Nazi fever dream. We're basically looking for an absurd counters. On-time violent neo-Nazi Anthony Allen, when it's a violent literal, convicted of attempted murder and hate crime. Laura Allen is a pharmacist. While Laura does not have publicly documented a history of violence, nor does she post a speech and blah, blah, blah. Attended neo-Nazi cross burnings outside of Hamilton, Montana in 2021. So she's been to some of these neo-Nazi fucking rallies and shit before. At least secret ones. Considering that she's married to a violent Nazi, it's sort of time of hate crime, their friends gripping up, blah. So, it's been active his entire life. Parents are known as racist, because no white nationalist. So, it runs in the family, huh? Man, go figure. Of course, this shit's, it's like some weird, like, cultish family that, like, just has to, like, like, just, like, pass down and shit. Go fucking figure. I mean, it seems like there's at least, you know, various different, like, you know, screenshots and shit. This is actually kind of interesting. I might want to kind of, like, you know, maybe pin that for later. Because, you know, fuck people like that. Living south of here is rural Oregon. It's the only place I still go back to my own country. I was born and raised here. Just Stark skin, good times. Man, Southern Oregon, you kind of need some reconstruction. Just saying. I was kind of hoping this shit would just kind of like died off for the most part and just kind of be more obscure nowadays, but nah, don't sound like it at all. So yeah, nah. Y'all need to get a little bit of a soap scrub. Ground Zero clan rallies back in the day, the world moved on, but some of these inbred cousin fuckers haven't left their compounds more than 3 times in over the decades. I haven't gotten the memo. Weird out in the sticks here sometimes. It's also a lot of wonderful people, but as some due to avoid it, and they'll have a long list to share. Yep, it's kind of sad truth, including around here too, to a certain extent. Not so much in my town, but like, I mean, yeah, there's certain places to avoid once you kind of get out more in the boonies around here. Yeah, you gotta love how Oregon is, you know, still got remnants of that shit. Woo! Gotta love that. Amazing. Which also really shows, kind of like, you know, California and Washington too, to an extent, like, there's a lot of right-wing conservative ass shit that goes on around here. Like, I mean, these states aren't like, you know, some liberal fucking, like, commie bastions or whatever the fuck. I mean, they never really were in the first place, but, I mean, shit, because, like, I mean, shit like that is, like, a prime example of that. Shit's still very definitely prevalent around here. Here. See if there's, like, you know, a couple things on the public freakout we could look at. So much of the shit's like NSFW stuff, and it's like, yep, not looking at that. Woman rescued a loose dog, and this is the thing she gets from her owners. I mean, there's been a few times where Zukov has snuck out like a little bastard, and there's been a few times where my neighbors are like, hey, saw your dog in our yard. He's yours, right? I'm just like, yeah, he snuck out. I was wondering where he went. Thanks. Like, you know, quick little counter. Like, I mean, it's usually just kind of like, you know, brushed off as like a silly little thing, usually. Like, because, you know, like I said, he likes to do that sometimes. Even when I am outside in the front yard, he'll just like, alright, I've done sniffed around the front yard. Time to go to the neighbor's yard instead. It's like, what the fuck? It's like the little prick will just do that even in the front yard, so then I have to go run over there, you know, go into the other yard and shit, and, you know, pick his ass up. It's like, I mean, he does this shit often. In fact, he did this earlier not too long ago. Like, a couple days ago when I was doing one of my little coffee streams, like, I was outside, you know, get some peanuts out and shit, and he did that, and I'm just like, oh, son of a bitch. You know, and it's like, you know, talking with my neighbor a little bit about his chickens and stuff like that. And so it's like, you know, I mean, you know, he does that shit. He's just a goof. But what happens here?
What'd you call me? What'd you call me? Give up. What'd you call me? I said your dog, and what'd you call me? Don't slap me.
Oh my god, this guy definitely looks like a hardcore whiskey drinker. When you save your dog for crazies, it was 3 hours for the record.
I can still smell your breath. Get out of my face.
Are you sure that's not your own breath there, old man?
That's the second time you hit me. You hit me and you tried. You tried to hit my phone.
Okay, I can already tell that these two are hella drunk, dude. The way they're stumbling around, just like, yeah, dude, they are lit. And they're driving around too, so they're, you know, so they're drunk and driving, intoxicated beyond the wheel, and cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs a little bit. Man, oh my god, these, you know, honestly, maybe this woman did a minor disservice. Maybe the dog should have been, yeah, maybe she should have just kept the dog, be like, well, I haven't found it yet, you know, dog's been missing, you know, I reported to police I found it and stuff, and I put a sign or two, but no one said anything. Guess the time expired, guess it's my dog now.
she does.
It's on video. It's on video.
Yeah, she does.
You're a Karen.
What was that screech?
I saved your dog.
Yeah, and you made us suffer for 6-8 hours.
Suffer? No, you neglected to fucking, be observant of your dog and be like, hey, wait, where's my dog? Like, it's one, because sometimes, like, yeah, you get a dog that gets a little exploreful and shit. My dog's like that, like I've said. But there'll be moments where I'm like, oh shit, where's my doggo? And sometimes my neighbors will be out and about when he does that, so they'll, like, be like, oh yeah, I think it's, he came from that house over there. I think I saw him come from that way. Now I'll start coming out being like, okay, where the hell where'd he go? And I'll see him right next to one of the neighbors and be like, oh yeah, here he is. Because he does that sometimes. I mean, he's a little goober. I mean, because when I notice, I'm like, hey, I don't hear him. And I know the door's open. Did he happen to make an escape? It's like, and I immediately go out there to try to find out what the fuck he is. The longer I'm out there, that pretty much confirms the fact that he did make an escape. I mean, yeah, sometimes at least, for the most part, like, that's been resolved. I mean, as far as I'm aware, I mean, he's been pretty good about that. Outside of times I do let him out in the front yard when I'm sitting out there with him.
You decided when it was convenient for you.
I was in Grapevine.
Oh, shit, you didn't tell me that.
Were you in Grapevine?
Yes, I did. I said I was at an event.
Okay.
I gave you my number 3 times.
Were you in Grapevine when you found her?
No, I was on my way. I was late to my event to save your dog. I had time to drop it off, and I almost missed the tree lighting with my kid.
Karen was
You're welcome.
Why didn't you answer?
Oh my god. I mean, the lady that, saved the dog seems pretty reasonable. It's like, hey, I'm out over in this area, or like Grapevine or wherever the fuck she said. It's like, I'll come back, to, arrange to make sure your dog's picked up and blah, blah, blah and shit. It's like, I mean, maybe it's a little inconvenient, but at the end of the day, like, shouldn't it be a relief to know that, like, hey, my neighbor has my dog, my dog's okay. That's a relief. I'll just wait, till my neighbor comes back so, I can get my dog. I mean, like, that's how I'd feel. I'd be like, I'd just be relieved to know that at least, my pup's okay and just basically across the street is or some shit. It's like, I mean, not like that would really actually happen for me, but like, I mean, little prick like, he likes, to make his little escapes sometimes, but I mean, I'm aware of it, so I'm privy about it. Unlike these two drunken yokels.
I was in traffic and with thousands of people. I explained that. I didn't even check my phone. Jim texted me and said, hey, by the way, you might want to message her. That's what I said. I'm not
my asshole Shenton. Oh my god, dude, you could tell these neighbors are just the asshole fucking, neighbors that complain about literally fucking every tiny little inconvenience and problem that happens in the neighborhood, dude. Oh my god, you could tell. They got nothing better to do than, drink some whiskeys, drink some scotch and shit, maybe, the man probably drinks some Jackson Cokes and, whiskey Cokes, rum Cokes and shit. And then, this lady's having the box wines, they got their poison that they like to drink. But, they just, like, do it on the daily or neglectful of their fucking dog, just are fucking, an annoyance to the neighborhood. Dude, these people sound like the most fucking worst neighbors that you could possibly have outside of, like, some psychopathic manager to an HOA or something. Like, I mean, outside of some crazy psycho bitch like that, I mean, these are probably the worst fucking neighbors you could possibly have, dude. Like, fuck these people, bro. I mean, I don't even trust them to have their dog if they're like this. I mean, if they're this neglectful and shit, then that's a problem. And you got no reason to bark, bro. Fuck a little prick.
Well, I'm at an event.
Y'all are two cahoots.
I'm not going to be checking Facebook while I'm at an event.
Jew cahoots, idiots. I don't know if she just secretly threw anti-Semitism or she's just so drunk where she slurred up like you two's in cahoots or some shit. I don't even know. Like, is she so drunk that she's just mixing a bunch of words into one word or something? I like what? I'm not even gonna try to process it.
Community are idiots. You cahoots with people.
Just stop.
I didn't cahoots anything. I saved your dog.
That Jim
was a joke.
Saved your dog.
I did not say Jim was a joke.
Yeah, you did.
No, you said that he said I stole a dog.
And you said that was a joke, Jim.
It was a joke. I didn't steal a dog. Paid for this one.
Goodbye.
Stop. Thank you very
Film
much.
your ass.
Thank you very much.
You're a joke. You're Karen.
Thank you very much.
Put it on the news.
Thank you very
Says to Karen, literally freaking the fuck out over the fact that your neighbor found your dog, and yeah, maybe like between her and another neighbor, she had like a funny little joke where it's like, oh yeah, I basically kind of stole her dog, and you know, until I come back home, lol, or some shit. Is it kind of like, you know, some dark humor? Sure, but whatever. Like, I mean, it's not a big deal to me as far as I'm concerned. Whatever.
Oh, that puppy, her puppy.
Okay,
Come
we're
on,
upset.
dog.
We're upset.
Film that one.
And
that one.
we've
So
had
I saved it and I take this? That's my payment?
Go, Bot. Karen, go to bed. Where's your husband?
You go to bed. So like, what the fuck? What, it's like, woman, like, you're a little inebriated. You need to lay down and, you know, get in the blanket and have a, you know, your hot cocoa or something.
Go to bed. Because he knows you're a Karen.
Real upset. We had this dog for a long time.
You're an idiot.
You're welcome for saving it. You're
Thank
welcome.
you. I said,
No, I don't
thank
thank
you.
you because you
And she's called me a bitch about 12
Trying to
times.
help.
You know, honestly, the dude hasn't been the one that's been, like, fucking, like, Karen-like, so to speak. It's this crazy bitch. I think the drunk dude kind of got fueled up by her rage, and now he's kind of been like, you know what, whatever, just like, you know, brr. Is he the one that unfortunately has to kind of like, you know, deal with her? Like, I'm just wondering what the fuck their weird ass dynamic is in their weird ass relationship with these fucking weird coots.
You are a Karen. You're a dog. Karen that wants to be famous.
Well, hey, you're one to talk because that's happening to you there, lady. Like, I mean, like, projection much? What is it? I don't get him sometimes. Why? I'll distract you with another goddamn fucking pork bun. Okay. Move that out of the way. There we go. Hey. Don't be yawning at me. It's like, what, you bored over the fact that you got a pork bun? This shit's your Coke, okay? Like, you're fucking addicted to this thing, so don't even be like that. Come on, have it. Eat it.
You're a piece of shit. You are a piece
Let's go.
of shit.
Rude, come on.
And I will make sure on this community, you are a liar.
I would imagine that this chick's the liar. This drunken, crazy psycho Karen's probably the liar. Especially considering the mass projection that she's trying to fucking push on this person that saved her dog. What a goof. Man. Like, Karens are trying to now do, like, the projection tactic now. Like, I mean, they've been doing that off and on occasionally, but that one was, like, exceptionally, you know, like, whoa. God damn it, hold on. Hey, no. Shut up. Forgot to mute the other posts, and now I had to fucking, there we go. It's like they're using a tactic of like, oh, well, no, I'm not being the Karen, proceeds to literally do every Karen-like behavior. You're being the Karen. It's like the other person's just being reasonable and justified with like their behavior and shit. It's just like, it's like, what, do you really think just like, you know, somehow doing some like Jedi jujitsu shit and being like, you know, mind trick, being like, oh no, I'm not being that, you are. And it's like, oh yeah, actually, now that you say that, you're correct. It's like, that's not what happens. It's like, good lord, man. They are just fucking ridiculous. I mean, the different archetypes of these Karens, you know, are always going to be ridiculous, but holy shit, I mean, that specific archetype where they always, you know, try to throw that shit at you is... It's a rare breed, but they're the most exceptional fucking weirdos out of all of them. That's saying something, because, I mean, Karens can be fucking whack, dude. There's many tactics under their belt. Christians worshiping lights in the sky thinking it's a rapture or something. Wait, what the hell? What? These people out here praising a car dealership or a movie theater. Okay, hold on. Wait, what?
Hallelujah! Praise God! Oh, Jesus, take me, Jesus! Thank you, Jesus! Yes! Praise God! Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Have they ever heard of spotlights? Like, you know those anti-aircraft style spotlights that will be in the air and shit? Like, that movie theaters or gigantic events and stuff like that? Like, have these fucking yokel Christian psycho redneck motherfucker cousin fucking piece of shit, have they never seen those things before?
Oh!
Oh! Beautiful, praise the Lord! There's lights from spotlights being projected in the air! Oh my god, wow. Dude, that is pathetic. Wow, what do you even say that? What in the fuck, man? Dude, Christians are something else, man. You know, oh my god, I just realized I got like 3 fucking weeks until I have to be in the middle of it all. Sukov is even fucking protesting. I'll grant him this one. Hey, okay, alright, alright, you did it enough. Okay. What is he barking about now? What? Shut up. No, you don't do anything. There ain't anything out here. Okay. Well, he decided to just go yeet himself in the backyard. Is that an excuse? Okay, whatever. Alright, okay, I guess he's just gonna sniff the backyard and investigate whatever the fuck was in my backyard, I guess, which I guarantee you is probably like a possum or something. Sukov stole your who? He did. Want to get drunk in the backyard? Dude, it is way too cold outside. In fact, I'm making sure this heater's on, baby. I have a heater in between my feet. Because I want to make sure I stay warm. Because fuck, it's cold outside.
Oh, yes! Praise God!
Praise the Lord, it's freezing outside. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Oh my god. I'm done with you psycho Christians. I'm done with it. Again, I already have to deal with that when I go there fucking like in 3 weeks. It'll be exactly 3 weeks once it hits Friday, because I have to do that late at night, be in Vegas in the middle of the night, and then on Christmas Eve I'll show up there hella early in the morning and exist in a bunch of Christianness. They better play some decent music, you know, for Christmas Eve dinner or some shit, because I swear to God, if it's not, I'm not gonna be happy. I'm not gonna be pleased about it. And, you know, honestly, while I'm there, I will at least make the request that they play Grandma Got Ran Over by a Reindeer. I mean, you know, it's gonna be a little, probably, I don't know how they'll feel about it, but, you know, hey, I mean, it's a good song either way. I mean, come on. And honestly, the movie ain't even that bad either. I've seen that movie before. It's not that bad of a movie. Gonna pay bullshit Texas country rap Guatemala. It's not gonna be, well, it's definitely gonna be, well, I don't know, it's gonna be more like Christian, like Christmas style music. That's probably what it's gonna be. But I don't know, I'm not exactly excited for it, I will admit. I'm just excited for everything, you know, else afterwards, because after that, I'm probably just going to hang out with my cousins and maybe go hunting with one of them, or, you know, or, like, hang out, you know, and go shooting with them or something like that. Like, you know, it's gonna just be like, you know, hanging out with them probably. So, I mean, I know they actually have boars on my cousin's property, or at least one of my cousin's property. So, if I go hunting, there's probably an off chance I might go boar hunting, which I'm totally okay with that, because, I mean, boars tend to be a genuine nuisance in, you know, and, like, you know, when it comes to, like, people, you know, like, in Texas and shit. What if you miss your flight and spend a week in Vegas? You know... I will admit, I have thought about that, but I wasn't really, you know, thinking about saying anything about it, because, like, if I do, I'm gonna have to spend money at a hotel and have to do it for the entire time until I, you know, get my ticket back, you know, from, you know, Texas, so to speak. You know, when it comes to that layover flight to go back home. So, it's one of those things where it's like, I better have enough money to fucking play those cards right, you know what I'm saying? Because if not, that shit's gonna be miserable, you know, like, so that in itself is a fucking gamble. I ain't gonna be that much of a gambling man. Like, so, Besides, I mean, you know, I got no problem hanging out with my folks down south and shit. Especially with my cousins. My cousins are actually pretty chill. Especially at their ranch. Like, I mean, my cousin's ranch is actually pretty dope. So, you know, I certainly wouldn't mind hanging out there and shit. Quality Street sleeping trash can behind the Royal Malibu. Not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. Did I just fucking, like, hallucinate my dad walking into the garage? Because, like, I just saw him walk in and now he's not. Wait, okay. What the fuck? Swear to God, I'm not crazy. He was just right there. Even Zukov's barking about it. In fact, here. If he's right over there, just right outside, I want him over here so he can shut the hell up. Quit being a goof. Oi. Goober. Good boy. Yeah. Well, you're cold. Oh my God, you're cold. You're so cold. You're a little fluff monster. Let me warm you up. Come here. You're so cold. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. And the Bluetooth fell. God damn it. Yeah. Oh, you're so cold. You so... Ooh. You big ball. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, those little paws are so cold. I'm gonna warm these little paws up. Oh my goodness. You little goof. Got all... Nope, I got all your mitts. All your mitts belong to me. Actually, I do have all of his mitts. I'm holding them all. Oh, goof. My goodness, this is so cute. This is... You're just so soft. My goodness. Yeah. Oh, there he is. Ugh. Oh, he's cold.
Mr. Puppy getting mugged.
Well, he was cold. He was outside. He, like, fucking protested immensely that he wouldn't go outside, so I did, and he ran out there, and now he's all cold as shit. I think he regretted it. He wasn't out there for that long. Oh, don't do that. Oh, oh. Oof. Watch your fucking feet. You fucking bulldozer. And you fucking nutcracker. You jackass. Ow. Yeah, you little prick. He's just like, oh shit. Oh no. Damn right, oh no. Jerk trying to literally bust my balls. What an asshole. Anyway. But I'm kind of feeling a little peckish for some food, so I think I'll at least, get the last little bowl smoked and call it good for the evens. But that doesn't mean the rodeo's all done. You just all have to take that rodeo somewhere different. In a different little stadium. They do. Peace out, and of course, we'll see y'all on that next one, so. Et to buckaroos.